It is game number 19 for the Nuts, trying to get above 500, trying to get their 10th victory of the season, and try and go on that first 3-game winning streak here in 2024. Dayton won Tuesday, Lansing won last night and on Wednesday, and the Nuts facing the team now sitting in last place in the Midwest League East standings, the Dayton Dragons at 7-11. Lugnuts in the home whites tonight, the Dragons in those alternate green tops and the gray pants with the black batting helmets. And it is a gorgeous night for baseball, sitting mid-60s in Michigan State Capitol. With the call of the game once again, here's the voice of the Nuts, Jesse Goldberg-Strassler.
Adam, you know when you don't call a game with me that I get emails from folks who say, it's good to be listening to Lugnuts baseball, but it would be better if Adam was there.
I think you're lying, but I'll take it.
I'm not lying. I can show you the receipts, but instead I'll show you this starting defense to support the right-hander Blaise Pontes. His catcher C.J. Rodriguez. Danny Batista Jr. is over at first. Colby Halter plays second. Ariel Angeles is the shortstop, and Will Simpson is at third using Jake Garland's University of Miami glove. On the outfield, Johnny Butler in left, Henry Bolte in center, Brian Guelbas in right, down to the field.
Play ball!
Delivered. Let's play ball.
She was ready to go down there.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Our umpires for this game, game 4 of the series, Connor McKenna is the home plate umpire. On our bases umpire, Shin Koishizawa. The Canadian McKenna, the all black with the gray pants, adjusts the mask as Jay Allen II climbs in. Allen, Rodriguez, and Stewart against the right-hander Pontes, the man from Mililani, Hawaii. It is 63 degrees right now in Lansing, Michigan. The time is 6:06 p.m. Righty. The pitch to Jay Allen II. Down and away, ball 1. Adam, how about Blaise on the mound? What are your keys?
Yeah, I think it's mixing those pitches tonight and staying ahead of these batters and hoping your defense can pick the ball up behind you. That's going to be important.
The pitch. A bouncer hit weakly down toward third. Early chance Simpson firing across, not nearly in time. Infield single beaten out by Jay Allen the second. A banjo hit to open up the ball game.
How long has baseball been played, Jesse?
It's been played a long time.
How in the world does that always happen?
Baseball
that
finds you.
A player checks in or they're into a new position and that baseball finds you on the first at bat of the game.
Put that Miami Hurricanes glove to good use, Will Simpson. Jay Allen II is a threat to run at first base. Hector Rodriguez bats left, shows bunt, pulls back, takes low. Ball 1. I was sitting down to interview Will Simpson today for the Oakland Athletics pregame show tomorrow, the minor league report. And I asked Colby Halter walking past, what should I ask Will about? And Colby gave a grin and said, ask him about playing third. And there he is. Been a while since he's played third. A ground ball foul right side for Rodriguez. And a ball and a strike.
So what is the reason? They just giving him a shot over there? They need Danny Bautista in the game because of his bat?
I think that it behooves Will to expand his defensive skill set. Who's taking grounders over at third base in Lake County. No score, nobody out. Allen at first. The pitch to Rodriguez. Allen starts and stops. It's bunted toward third. Pontes fields his position and fires to first in time. Trying to bunt at Simpson, but Blaise got there first. Sacrifice for Rodriguez. Allen up to second base.
And they're going right after number 10 over there at the hot corner. That's a really difficult play, too, for Pontes. As you mentioned, he cut that off, but still you have to throw it all the way across the diamond. And pinpoint accuracy, nice execution.
There's a part of me which says, is Sal Stewart going to try to ground this ball down to third? The slugger, righty. Allen starts early. Pontes runs right at him. Pump fakes, delivers to the second baseman Halter, and to Rijo, and the tag applied. Elvis Rijo immediately involved in the game. This is his first game with the Lansing Lugnuts. The ball finds him, and Jay Allen II is wiped away.
Hello, PFP, for the first 2 outs of this game. Again, great execution. Pontes You're taught run directly at the runner, shorten the distance. He did that, and it takes one toss, and there's 2 outs.
And the first pitch to Stewart. Strike called. The starting DH for these Dayton Dragons, and astoundingly consistent. He gets on several times a day. The pitch on its way. And that's below the knees. A ball and a strike on the man wearing number 11. Dayton is wearing its green uniforms for a 4th consecutive day. Numbers are on the back in white, outlined in gray, red gray pants. Gray batting gloves as well for Stewart, gray and black. The native of Miami takes the slider away. Appeal of a check swing, didn't go. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count on the Dayton DH. A supplemental first rounder 2 years ago. Train in the background. The pitch. That's lined over Simpson, a base hit into the left field corner. Stewart rounds first, heads for second. Johnny Butler picks it up now, and he lobs it into shortstop. A 2-out double for Stewart, and how big now was that pickoff of Allen at second base?
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking, Jesse. I mean, that's a huge play by Pontes and keeps an earned run off the board, and that's the best way to face Sal Stewart, who's got a great bat. Do it with nobody on base. Right now, Lansing, through the 4th game of this series, is trying to escape the first inning unscathed for the first time this week against Dayton. They have been excellent in the opening frame.
Cam Collier, the first pitch. Strike called inside corner on the left-handed hitting slugger. I just go back throughout this series. Collier's been right in the teeth of things, right? In the second game, a sac fly for a 1-0 lead. Yesterday, a 2-run double for a 2-0 lead. And a 1 from Pontes. Ground ball right side, base hit right field past the diving Rio. Stewart's going to try to score. Buelbas's throw arrives in late. Cam Collier does it again. RBI a single, and the Dragons lead 1-0 in the first.
Well, there it is. 4 straight games. These guys know how to strike early, and again, they've got the lead.
And Cam Collier has knocked an elite-leading 22 runs.
You think he's off to a good start?
I do. I think he can get even better. Here's Carlos Jorge, and he fouls the first pitch back. I really do think for all of these guys, you get into April, you just want to get yourself off to a good start. You don't want to get yourself too far underwater. And then as the weather gets more amenable, humid and the ball starts flying, the stats go up for hitters in the Midwest League. Here's the pitch. Bunt shown, pulled back, it was high from Pontes. And a ball and a strike on the left-handed hitting Jorge. Collier, Jorge, and the man on deck, Hunter, all bat left. Hector Rodriguez, who hit second, he's a left-handed hitter. And the number 7 hitter, Acosta, is a switch hitter. The righty Pontes kicks and offers. Up and away. And 2 balls and a strike on Jorge. So leadoff infield single by Allen the second, sacrificed to second base by Rodriguez, and then picked by Pontes when he started too soon. But Stewart doubles, Collier singles. 1-0 Dayton. And the pitch. Inside. 3 balls and a strike. I'd like to say hello to Bobby Strauss, tuned in and checking in via social media. At Adam Jacksa for Adam, ADAMJAKSA. At J Goldstrauss for me. The 3-1 pitch is served high in the air, down the left side, and fading foul. Home run distance for Jorge. He has 1 home run already this year to go along with 4 doubles and a triple. Carlos Jorge, though, is hitting just .217. And the number that jumps out, the 4 walks compared to the team-high 26 strikeouts. He did just draw his 4th walk yesterday. Collier does not run late. Now he does. The pitch is grounded off the glove of the first baseman, Batista Jr. It trickles into the Lansing pen. Collier loses his helmet. He's going to try to score. A throw to the plate. Rodriguez's tag, and he's safe. Rodriguez was there waiting with the tag, and Cam Collier avoided him. Jorge lands at second. It's 2-0 Dayton. While the pitch grounded by Carlos Jorge, eluding Danny Batista Jr. to his left. And Adam, I thought there was a fine chance for Lansing to get Collier at the plate, but he swam in.
Yeah, Rodriguez had to go top side of the plate to take that off the hops, and it was a great slide right there, as you mentioned. Collier came to the bottom side of the plate. He snuck his hand in there, so Rodriguez had to tag the arm before that hand got in there, and the home plate umpire there telling us, Connor McKenna, that he missed the swipe tag. And that is a great slide and an unfortunate break for Lansing, but great effort right there by the Dragons, and they've got 2 now.
Don Schulte, the pitching coach, visits. I was distracted. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. I was expecting Collier to break sooner. He broke so late, and yet still managed to find his way around. So Dayton has plated a pair, and the batter will be Cade Hunter. Something that Tom Nichols, the voice of the Dragons, has been chronicling in his daily game notes has been that the Dayton Dragons have been so good early in games. In the first 4 innings, they have now outscored the opposition 45-30, but they've been outscored in the 5th and the 6th innings 29-7. Here's Cade Hunter, righty to lefty, and he fouls away the first pitch to the left. Strike 1.
And he...
Go ahead.
Yeah, he was saying that he talked to them about that, and they thought that it's because you put so much prep time into the starting pitcher, the scouting report, knowing what pitches he's going to throw as compared to just kind of a quick synopsis of whatever reliever comes in, that they do better at the start of games.
Strike 1 toss. Jorge moves as the pitch is blooped over short, and Anales can't get it. It's a base hit. Jorge scores. Cade Hunter is on with the RBI single. Just a Texas leaguer, and it's 3-0 Dayton. And with Jorge moving with the pitch, easy for him to come around from second base. There were 2 outs and nobody on. Stewart, Collier, Jorge, and Hunter have now all hit successfully. Here's Victor Acosta on the pitch. That's a strike called. It has gone double, single, double, single.
And this is the struggles for Pontes. The last time he started, he gave up 8 runs, 9 hits. The 2 times he's come out of the pen on his piggyback times, he's been excellent. Some bad breaks in this first inning.
He deals. That's lifted out to shallow center, but easier here for Anales. Out to pick it off. Victor Acosta and the Dayton Dragons are retired in the top of the first inning. 5 hits, though, against Pontes. They score 3, they strand 1. Let's go to the bottom of the first inning. Rhett Lowder is coming out to take the baseball. 3-0 Dayton Dragons. To the bottom of the first inning. Lansing coming up. The top 3 hitters, Halter, Bolte, and Simpson. I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler. And Adam, let's introduce the folks to the man on the mound wearing number 4. The right-hander, Rhett Lowder.
Paul Skeens was the only pitcher that was taken before him pitching-wise in the draft last year. And this man was taken 7th overall, fastball, changeup, slider. He is the highest-rated pitching prospect in the Reds organization. And the first time the Lugnuts saw him back on April 5th, he went 4 innings, gave up just 2 hits, a walk, and had 5 strikeouts. Last time out, though, against Fort Wayne, Jesse, he gave up 3 runs.
The Wake Forest Demon Deacon deals, and the Florida Gator Colby Halter takes a called strike. 94 miles an hour on that fastball to start off Halter. Righty deals to lefty. And away, a ball and a strike. How about this matchup here? Colby Halter right now is 2nd in the league in walks drawn. The pitch, swing and a miss. 95 pumped past him. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Halter's done such a fine job of impacting things, not just with the walks. He had another double yesterday. He leads Lansing with 5 doubles, plus a triple. And the on-base percentage is at .395. Pitcher's count here, though. 1-2 from Lowder. Just a little below the knees, perhaps. Tough take. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's a quick look at the Colby Halter batting eye. The wind in the toss. Fouled off. Left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It remains. The Dayton defense, Rodriguez in left, Jorge in center, Allen the second and right. Collier at third, Acosta at short. Balcazar plays second, Hunter at first. Logan Tanner the signal, Lowder the pitch. Swing and a miss. Pumped it past him. At 95 away. 1 batter and 1 strikeout for Lowder. Adam, yesterday was the first round of the NFL draft. And let me make a comparison. Lowder's pitch. A ground ball weakly struck foul left side by Henry Bolte. It's a decorated top of the NFL draft last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
The top of the Major League Baseball draft from last year. Fun. There's an 0-1, and Bolte swings and misses. No balls and 2 strikes. I mean, we understand Paul Skeens at the top, and Wyatt Langford has skyrocketed up to the Texas Rangers. Dylan Cruz, the Washington Nationals, very happy. We'll likely see Max Clark with the Detroit Tigers later on. How good was Jacob Wilson with Lansing last year? And so far this year, even better with Midland. And then Lowder. Here's the 0-2. Outside corner, strike 3 called. He dotted it on Bolte at 95. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, a lot of good prospects. You really, looking at them, couldn't go wrong with who they chose. All guys that have a really good opportunity to excel at the big league level, and some that have, as you mentioned, already made it up there. Wyatt Langford, how about that? I mean, that's a team that won the World Series, and they bring him up.
Strike called to Will Simpson. This is going to be an interesting battle here. Dayton is leading 3-0, bottom of the first, 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch, swing and a miss, chased the slider way outside. No balls and 2 strikes.
Jesse, I asked you before the game, since you saw him the first time, which was better, the change or the slider? You said push.
Yes, they're good. 0-2. Swinging a foul tip, air to the mid of Tanner. Lowder strikes at the side. Let's go to the 2nd inning. Dayton 3, Lansing 0 from Jackson Field in Michigan State Capitol. The Dragons plated a trio of runs in the top of the 1st inning against Blaise Pontes. They come up for the top of the 2nd, up 3-0. Pontes will take on the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Balcazar, Tanner, and Allen the second. First, here's Leo Balcazar, the second baseman. First pitch, and down and away, ball 1. Jesse Goldberg-Strassler here alongside Adam Jacksa. Thanks for keeping us company. Skies above, overcast. Wind blowing in from right, but not hard. The pitch, skipping in to catcher Rodriguez. 2 balls and no strikes. Leo Balcazar is one of the teenagers on this Dayton squad. Balcazar, Victor Acosta, Cam Collier, all of them 19. 2004 babies. The pitch, strike called. Acosta is the oldest, June the 10th, 2004, acquired via trade with San Diego. Then Balcazar. On the 2-1. He swings and serves a line drive and a right field base hit. Down to one knee, Buelbas Fields, and throws it in. And a leadoff single for Dayton. Their 6th hit in 8 batters against Pontes.
Hey man, if you're gonna say the year of birth, could you say it a little quieter, maybe? Not so loud.
Deal with it, old man. Here's Logan Tanner, the 23-year-old Tanner. Righty, the pitch. Strike called. At first base, Balcazar started and then stopped. He's 1 for 2 in stealing. Logan Tanner this year 5 for 36, hitting 139, but a home run earlier in the series. That's when there was that wind tunnel out to right, but not today. Righty, the pitch coming. Balcazar took a longer step away from first, and the back pick nearly nabbed him. He went, what, a 1/4 of the way to second base, maybe a 1/3 of the way there, and then he had to throw it in reverse. 1 ball, 1 strike to Logan Tanner. Man on deck, top of the order, Allen. Swing and a miss by Tanner. And strike 2. Fastball from Pontes, 90 miles an hour. When he's been going right so far this year for Lansing, there's a lot of early contact and a lot of weak contact. He fires. Slider stayed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Are you already, Adam, getting to the point where you're looking at how young everyone is and going, oh, man.
Oh, yeah, I've been doing that for years.
For years. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch with nobody out. Balakasar does not run. There's a foul tip at home. Tanner stays alive.
As soon as we got to the 2000s, Jesse.
And now I can look around the roster. There's exactly 1 position player on this Dayton team who was born in 1999. And it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Ruben Ibarra. He's not in the lineup today. He's 25. That's a ball up and away.
Usually I feel like you like to play on your birthday. Guys usually perform well.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Mistimed off day right there.
Right? Give yourself a birthday present. Ruben Ibarra, home run power. Balakasar short lead. Payoff. Inside, ball 4. So the first 2 reach here against Pontes. First and second, nobody out for Jay Allen II, the leadoff hitter. Dayton up 3-0. Another rough start for Blaise Pontes. Pontes drafted by the Oakland Athletics in the 16th round 2 years ago, the 484th overall pick out of the University of Hawaii. He hails from Mililani on the island of Oahu. Blaise Koali'i Pontes. Righty offers to Jay Allen II. Bunt shown, wheeled back. The pitch was high. 1 ball and no strikes. In Pontes' first outing of the year came against Great Lakes. He missed the initial 3-game season opening series at Dayton. And that first appearance against the Loons, 3 scoreless innings. Allen II takes ball 2, bending away. Then he had the rematch against Great Lakes, and that's when he had the start. And in that start, 3 2/3, 9 hits, 8 runs, allowed 2 homers. Came back in a relief outing his next time out, April 20th at Lake County, 3 scoreless. Pontes throws. Down and away, 3 balls and no strikes. Pontes signed for $75,000 out of college. Just to go back a little bit earlier, graduated high school, 3.5 is GPA, teammates with the Lansing reliever Hunter Bro. I see Bro amongst the Lugnuts relievers who are all getting themselves ready just in case their services are needed early down in the pen. Bro went to play at the University of Oregon. Blaise stayed in state, and he was named first team All-State as a high school junior, went away to Hawaii, was first team All-Big West in 2022, the year that the A's drafted him. This is a 3-0 pitch for Jay Allen II. Had a called strike 1. 92 outside corner. Made his pro debut in 2022. Couple of appearances in the Complex League, 4 appearances for Stockton. And all of last year with the Stockton Ports. He deals. Allen II pushes a bunt right to the mound. Pontes fields his position, throws to first. Sacrifice works to third. Balakasar to second. Tanner. And out number 1. That is the second sacrifice laid down by Dayton in as many innings. They had 1 sacrifice all year in their first 18 games before tonight. So that leads you to understand maybe in the first inning Hector Rodriguez was trying to bunt his way aboard. Maybe Allen II here trying to bunt his way aboard. Blaise Pontes equal to the task. Now he takes on Hector Rodriguez, infield in, 3-0 Dragons. Fly ball, right field and shallow. Buelbas comes dashing in, and that ball falls for a base hit over the second baseman Rijo. But at third base, Logan Tanner stops after Balakasar scores. First and third on the RBI single by Hector Rodriguez. And it's now 4-0 Dayton.
Well, the Lugnuts defense is playing exceptionally deep on that pitch, and they've been burned a couple of times now with some weak shots into shallow outfield. So just must be kind of the way the scouting report is going tonight, saying let's play them a little bit deeper, and it's worked out in Dayton's favor here for a couple of bloop RBI singles.
You said it. Here's Sal Stewart, 1-for-1 with a double and a run scored. The righty deals to righty, fouled away right side. I do want us to keep that in mind as that ball comes off the roof here to the Swede. You mentioned the bloops, because if I told you, Adam, Pontes right now is at 1 1/3 innings, and he's allowed 7 hits, you would say, my goodness, he's getting knocked around. There has been a little hard contact. Stewart swings, fouls off another, strike 2. Stewart, for example, hard contact in the first inning. But there have been also all sorts of weak contact leading to Dayton base hits. Time granted to Stewart, the Cartaya time on 0-2. Logan Tanner at third, Hector Rodriguez at first. Rodriguez is a threat to run. 1 gone. An 0-2 pitch. Tapper hit left of the mound. Shortstop Anales charges, grabs, throws. Stewart's out at first base as Tanner scores, and Hector Rodriguez moves up to second. 5-0 Dayton. 2 outs in the second inning. Jack here, shadowing in the broadcast booth, points out that Sal Stewart brought his bat with him all the way up the line down to first base. And he take that bat with him all the way back to the dugout. Here's Cam Collier. Line drive, right field, chance for Buelbas, diving catch! Once again, he was deep, and that ball was dying, and Brian Buelbas took it out of the air, and that takes away another base hit from the Dayton Dragons. So Dayton plates 2 in the top of the second inning on 2 hits and a walk, stranding 1 in scoring position. We are going to the bottom half of the second inning. It is now Dayton 5, Lansing nothing. We are back on MILB TV today. Big thanks to the hard work of everyone working to restore the MILB TV broadcast. Dayton 5, Lansing nothing, going to the bottom of the second inning. Brian Buelbas tries his luck against Rhett Lowder. And the slider called a strike outside corner to start him. Buelbas, Butler, and Angeles after Lowder fanned Halter, Bolte, and Simpson in the first inning. That pitch stays high. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Buelbas. Cleanup man in the order and the starting right fielder. And wouldn't you know, he just had a highlight reel catch to end the top half. Swings and misses the slider away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That slider is filthy, running away from right-handed batters. Not fair.
We're going to see Johnny Butler batting next, and you'll get to see more of the changeup.
Slider running in under the hands to lefties is not fair either.
Step back, leg kick, here it is. Slider down and away. The long brown hair of Rhett Lowder, mustachioed. Gets his sign from Tanner. A 2-ball, 2-strike pitch for Buelbas. Fouled away. Foot off the fastball to the right, 95. We stay 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Jesse, we did just visit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Do you feel like Lowder could be a candidate for an 80s lead singer?
I do. I think he'd fit in great. Here's how he rocks on the 2-2. A slider bounced foul at home plate. The rockin' fire.
And the roll down the third base line.
Yes. Let the good times roll, man.
Give him a guitar. I think he could fit the bill.
He's taking his show on the road, Mr. Lowder. From Lansing, Michigan, the break even. Up and away. Now, you mentioned Adam. Last time out for Lowder, Fort Wayne got him for 3 runs. 5-0 Dayton lead to his back. 3 in the first, 2 in the second. He winds and throws, and that stays high. Didn't get on top of it. And Brian Buelbas becomes the first Lansing base runner of the game. Works the walk from Lowder.
Well, that's what the Lugnuts do best. League-leading 95th walk to start the year. They've been patient at the plate, and it's led to good things. And it's led to really good things the last couple of nights.
The remarkable thing for Buelbas, that's his 13th walk of the year. That would lead Dayton. Here's Johnny Butler. Butler takes a ball outside. 13 walks does not lead Lansing. Johnny Butler's the new hitter. He's got 14 walks. He doesn't lead the Lugnuts. 17 walks for Colby Halter and 18 for Will Simpson. Buelbas a threat to run, not going. As Butler skies it in the infield, back of second for the shortstop Acosta. He's under, he squeezes. One away, Buelbas back to first base. Lansing has had in the past individual players, Adam, who've been exceptional at drawing walks. Ryan Noda in 2018 comes to mind, but never a team effort quite like this. Here's Ariel Anales. Anales more of the free swinging type. 1 on, 1 out, down 5-0 in the second. Righty to righty. He grounds it foul left side.
Noda led the Midwest League in
Yes,
walks
he
that
did.
year, didn't he? 12?
He might have led all of minor league baseball. He set the Lugnut single season franchise record.
Well, if we have either of these guys for the entire year,
Check on the runner, Buelbas back in.
he may have some competition.
I'm curious. I asked Will Simpson earlier today, do you think that you're drawing walks because of your approach, because of the weather, or because pitchers are pitching around you? Anales takes a ball outside. And he said it's probably a little bit of all three. The weather does affect pitchers. His bat, he's hitting 385. Lowder did strike him out in the first inning, but you can understand pitchers pitching around him. But then there is that approach not to expand. Buelbas at first. Lowder spin, throws over again. Tag late. Those are the two pickoffs. And let's see what happens here. When you're down 5-0 in the bottom of the second, you don't want to run yourselves into an out. But if Buelbas can move his way into scoring position, it makes it easier for Angeles. Here's the pitch. He does not run, and it's bounced foul off the netting, then down into the Dayton dugout.
And that's been the recipe for Buelbas. Get on base hit, walk, however, and then go take second and get in scoring position. And they need a run right now. They need something to kind of quell this momentum that Dayton has had to open this game.
About that, Buelbas has scored 16 runs this year. Starts and stops, the pitch lined into right field, base hit Angeles. Jalen the second cannot collect. Bounced off his glove and away briefly, and that allows Buelbas to take third. A single for Angeles, and their runners at the corners. It goes down as first the single, and then E9, Jay Allen the second, his second error of the season. Yesterday was two big errors committed by Dayton. The third baseman, Collier, a throwing error. Left fielder, Jan Contreras, a fielding error. He dropped a fly off Colby Halter's bat. That helped spike the 6-run Lugnuts rally. A ground ball by Danny Batista Jr., back of second, juggled by Balcazar, does get the out at second base. A force out on Angeles, all the while Buelbas scores, and Lansing trails 5-1.
Well, goodness, there. I think Acosta got in the way of an inning-ending double play. He was doing everything he could to try and get out of the way. They both kind of collapsed on second base where the ball was bounced to. Balcazar got it, and then Acosta had nowhere to go to get out of the throwing lane and step-through lane for Balcazar.
Shaky. Strike called to C.J. Rodriguez. And let's say Rhett Lowder gets C.J. Well, we would call that run unearned. That run would not have scored from third base if Brian Buelbas had still been at second, if Allen the second had not booted the Angeles single. Righty, and 0-1. Rodriguez takes the ball outside. Briefly about C.J. Rodriguez, who probably deserves more than brief time. He's been great in this series. Had 3 hits in the opener. Yesterday, 2 for 3. Knocked in a run, scored a run, drew a walk. The deal? Strike 2 called, outside corner. So Rodriguez sneakily has lifted his batting average up to 225. And meanwhile, Adam, He has 10 walks compared to 8 strikeouts. His on-base percentage is .380.
This Lugnuts offense is hot.
Lowder's 1-2. Slider outside.
When you look at all the things, they're second in the league in runs, third in doubles, tied for third in triples, first in walks, third in on-base percentage, fourth in slugging, third in OPS. I mean, they are starting to gel here in the chilly month of April.
Break even. Ground ball foul left side. If you heard the pregame interview with the A's roving instructor Alex Hugo, you heard the credit that she was giving CJ Rodriguez, just talking about his confidence. Close stance from the right side, waiting on Lowder. Lowder deals. Fastball swung at and missed. 95 up and past him. Fourth strikeout for Lowder. Closes up the second inning. Lansing scores a run on a walk, a single, and an error. And it's Dayton 5, the Lugnuts 1 through 2. Adam Jackson gets the call as we go to the third inning.
Hello there. Off to the top of the third we go at Jackson Field. Thanks for spending your Friday, April 26, 2024 with us up here in the booth. A great vantage point as we look down upon Jackson Field. 5-1, the Dragons lead after 2 innings. Blaze Pontes back out to face the lefty Carlos Jorge. First pitch home. Ripped up in the air, not deep. Backing up the second baseman, Rijo. He calls off the right fielder, Buelbas. And on one pitch, there's one out. Maybe that will settle in Pontes, who has had some tough luck tonight. He's gotten a lot of those type of pop flies, but they found themselves beyond the infielders and just in front of the outfielders, and a couple have dropped for bloop RBI singles. Here's Cade Hunter from the left side. The pitch. Misses down low, ball 1. 5-1, Dragons leading the Nuts. Game 4 of 6 this week in Michigan State Capitol. The pitch on the ground, and that is headed back up the middle to the right of second. Another base hit. Hunter is 2 for 2. It's another ball that was not well struck, but it finds the in-between of the infield defense.
Adam, Luis Carrasco pitched earlier in this series. 5 innings, no strikeouts. But Dayton didn't hurt him. He was lucky. There was a lot of batted balls that were hit right at defenders.
The pitch, swing and a miss from the lefty Victor Acosta.
You see where I'm going with this? Blaze Pontes is right now unlucky, weak contact where the guys are not positioned.
The 0-1 pitch. Here's a bunt, third base side. Pontes comes off the hill, fields, throws to first. Bautista is there. And there's another great play defensively by Pontes. 2 outs on the sacrifice bunt to move up Hunter to second.
There clearly is this idea, and I don't want to get into Dayton's heads to understand what they're doing. My thinking has been third baseman Will Simpson is inexperienced, bunt it to him. And yet every single time they've tried to lay down a bunt, it's been too hard, and Blaze Pontes has been able to field it.
First pitch. Let's kick back up over the netting. Strike 1. Top of the third inning here. Lugnuts trailing the Dragons 5-1. Appreciate you stopping in tonight. Glad that our MILB.TV feed is working for you again tonight. We apologize about the issues early in the week. Here's a bouncing ball. One hop right back to Pontes. Runs it over to first. Underhand toss. And Bautista squeezes. How about 4 defensive great plays tonight from Pontes on the hill. And there's his first half inning where he doesn't give up any runs. We're going to move to the bottom of the third. Dayton 5, Lansing 1 in Michigan State Capitol. Bottom 3 coming up here at Jackson Field. Dragons leading 5-1, and with the top pitching prospect back on the mound, it's Rhett Lowder, the righty, out of Wake Forest. Turns and throws. Fastball zips in knee high inside corner to Elvis Rijo. Rijo looking to get going. The pitch. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So he's welcomed up here to Lansing, has been with the team, and now gets an opportunity to compete tonight in the 9 spot. Where's number 6, the 5'11", 165-pounder. Pitch. That's tapped foul, first base side, 1-2. out of La Romana, Dominican Republic. Signed as an international free agent a couple of years ago in 2022. Split time with ACL and Stockton last year. Pitch reached down over to third. Charging, low glove by Collier on the run to first in time. And Rijo is disposed for the first out of the third. So with one down, that'll bring up Colby Halter. Rhett Lowder has been as good as advertised. The 6'2", 200-pounder and 7th overall selection in last year's draft. The pitch home. Swing and a miss from Colby Halter, the lefty. Strike one. Dayton 5, Lansing 1. Lowder struck out the side, 1, 2, and 3. Halter, Bolte, Simpson in the first. He's got 4 total strikeouts. The pitch, swing and a miss. Halter late on the fastball. The changeup rather at 88. And Halter takes time. Lugnuts are the second to last team in strikeouts. Complete opposite from leading the walks. Dayton is last in strikeouts at the plate. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Halter is down for a second time. 5 strikeouts for Lowder. He went changeup the pitch before, and then he reached back and went 95 up top for his 5th strikeout of the night. Well, normally it's been the top of the order that's done the damage, but tonight it's been the bottom part for Lansing. They still trail 5-1. First pitch, Henry Bolte takes an attempted changeup inside. Bolte struck out looking in his first at bat. Big knee bend down the right side. The pitch popped up right side of the infield. First baseman Cade Hunter comes in, called off by the second baseman Balcazar, who makes the catch just beyond the mound, and that is going to do it for the Nuts. So that didn't take long, just 9 pitches to get Rhett Lowder through 3. We're off to the 4th. Dayton 5, Lansing 1. Top of the 4th inning. Adam Jackson alongside Jesse Goldberg-Strassler with you. And it is 5-1. Dayton is leading as we bring you back. Blaise Pontes back out there to face 9-1-2. Logan Tanner, open stance from the right side. The pitch, that flies wide, ball 1. It has been impressive for Dayton, as they have had 5 hits in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. The pitch home. Bouncing ball foul, third base side. Still rolling though, and yes, picked up right in front of third base in foul territory by, that is Will Simpson over there, giving first base a run for the first time this year. Normally he's on the opposite corner of the diamond at first, where Danny Bautista is. 1-1. That's a fastball down low, called strike 2. Decent crowd tonight on the Friday evening as we push towards 7 o'clock. Remember, next week we will push to 7 o'clock starts beginning on Thursday. 1-2. This is sent back foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A little bit of an earlier start for the folks in April. And then we've got our first school day next Wednesday. And then we will start at 7:05 after that on Thursday. The pitch, it's a check swing foul ball. Heads towards the Lugnuts dugout. That school day comes on May 1st, and that is an 11:05 start. And if you come, maybe bring the earplugs. Pitch is down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Or lean in. Just shout along with the kids.
Or, here's a 2-2 pitch. Lifted out to left center field. This is running away from Bolte. Goes back, and it's over his head as it one-hops the Miller Lite sign in left center. Around first, Tanner into second. It's a double to open up this 4th inning. So the hits just keep coming for the Dragons. A strugglesome evening for Blaise Pontes. Jay Allen the second coming to the plate. 5-1 Dragons lead, top 4. Was going to say, if you come in the later innings, Jesse, usually the buses have to take off before the game ends. So if you get here the maybe end of the 7th, 8th, things might be just a touch quieter than before. So take your pick. We'd love to see you. Pitch home. This is flied out to center field, not deep. Bolte sprinting in, calls off his teammates, and he makes the catch. One down.
You know what's changed things a little has been the pitch clock. It used to be the buses would have to leave and it'd be the 6th inning. Now there is that chance for the kids to see the entire game.
So you're saying there's a
I'm
chance?
saying there's a chance. But I enjoy too. So with the pit crew, right, they get the crowd to chant specific slogans like "Let's Go Nuts," things like that. But the kids come up with their own chants.
Pitch home. That's low, and it gets by C.J. Rodriguez just a touch, but it's enough to advance Tanner up to third base. It looked like he was setting up mostly outside and had to come back inside. They do go past ball. So runner at third as the Dragons look to capitalize again. Infield drawn in now for the Nuts. 5-1 Dragons, one down in the 4th. Righty-lefty matchup, the pitch. Kick back off the netting. 1 ball, 1 strike. By the way, wanted to say happy Arbor Day here on this Friday, April 26, 2024. Pitch home. That's a little bit wide. 2 balls and a strike.
Happy Arbor Day to you.
Yes, indeed. It's a day of observance in which individuals and groups are encouraged to plant trees. Pitch. That's a little bit wide. 3 balls and a strike. So they planted a tree here at Jackson Field about 40 minutes before first pitch. And they also are going to give out seeds in the game today. There's a lot going on. 3-1. It's a line drive past the dive of Rijo into right center field, and another run scores. RBI single, Hector Rodriguez. 6-1, Dayton leads.
That looked like how Lansing has scored runs the last 2 nights. That is, work your teammate around the bases, and then when the infield is brought in, just send it right through. No chance to react for Rijo.
Don Schulze going to come out. 4th-year pitching coach going to have a word with Blaise Pontes.
Let me correct you on one thing, Adam. You said seeds will be passed out. It won't be seeds. It will be seedlings, as in baby trees.
Okay, seedlings. There
So
we go.
Get your shovel.
Get your shovel and let's go. Did you see where they planted the tree before the game?
I did. I have not had the chance to walk out and be there close. I remember sitting with Amanda Rich in charge of marketing fan engagement. We were looking over the tree choices for what type of tree we should plant, and then talking about the specific places in the ballpark where should the tree be planted. Love every bit of this process.
Well, I don't see it in left center like I wanted, so where'd they go?
Got to look all the way out to right field, out of the tailgate terrace.
First pitch home. That's down low, ball 1. Sal Stewart to the plate as we tree watch here from the booth.
Yeah, I'll walk you out there. We'll check out. We'll see how that baby tree is doing all throughout the year.
The pitch. That's inside. 2 balls, no strikes. By the tailgate terrace.
Yes. So to the right of the tailgate terrace.
Is it in a pot? The pitch home. That's down low,
No,
outside.
It's in the ground. You'll just need to get out there to see. Dustin, in charge of operations, was telling me they were messing up my flower bed.
Oh, there is. Okay, I know where you're talking about.
Yeah, you know where we're looking. So you could homer into the tree now.
3-0. That's inside, ball 4. And as Jesse would say, that would be tremendous if you could do that. So the struggles here continuing for Blaise Pontes. Just a tough night for him. And again, he's had some tough luck, but now he's walked his second batter. 3 of 4 have reached, and here comes Craig Conklin, the second-year manager, and that looks like it's going to be the end for the righty. Well, Peculiar, he has been so good in the second of the piggyback and the tandem, but when he started this year, he has struggled through his first 2 outings, getting the ball first. So something for him to continue to improve on. And the Lugnuts, in the meantime, going to go to Jack Owen here, the lefty, to try and clean up the final couple of outs here in this 4th inning.
So far, not so good for Blaze. It's really a fascinating experiment. Grady Fuson was the person in charge of putting this together, Stockton and Lansing. And in listening to his interview with Bill Moriarty, Athletics Farm, this has been something that he'd been pushing for a while. So 10 pitchers in Stockton, 10 pitchers in Lansing, partnered up on these 2 pitcher tandems, alternating starting and relieving to see who'd respond to it and how things would go. Blaze Pontes won emergency start all last year. I think that it's still premature with him, but we have seen other guys responding well to it. Jacob Waters, for example, has started to take off each of the last 2 outings. So I think that's going to be something to watch for as this year goes on, is which guys flourish and which guys you say, all right, let's go back to the bullpen.
And Grady talked about it. He said that it gives more guys an opportunity to take on that starting role, that long inning role, but it also can save some arms in terms of all of the injuries right now for pitching. And I don't think there's one particular reason why the injuries are there. There's always been injuries for pitchers, but just trying to, again, not blow guys' arms out, give them opportunities to extend their career a little bit. He thinks that the tandem pitching style can help that out and relieve some of those times where your pitcher would be out there a little bit more.
It's imperative. Every single team is trying to figure out a way to keep its pitchers healthy.
Here's Cam Collier from the left side against the lefty Jack Owen. First and second, 1 out. Pitch home. Spun back up over the netting. 6-1 Dayton leads. We're in the top of the 4th. They've already collected 10 hits and knocked out Lansing starter, while the Nuts have just 1 hit against a top 10 draft pick and Rhett Lowder from a year ago, the best pitching prospect in the Reds org. The 0-1. Popped up shallow left field. Back goes the third baseman Simpson over his head. Butler comes in from left. He makes the catch just in fair territory. Both runners retreat, 2 outs. That looked like it was going to be the first opportunity for Will Simpson, perhaps, at a fly ball, but Johnny Butler was able to get there. Will Simpson has hidden athleticism that you don't expect because he's a bigger guy, 6'4", 225, but he can really move. He's been exceptional at first base this year, and the Lugs giving him a try at the hot corner tonight. Here's Carlos Jorge from the left side. Lefty Jack Owen comes home. Bouncing ball, first base, fair, and it's gloved behind the bag by Bautista. Turns, sprints to the bag, and just beats the race. Wins the race against Jorge as he flies around Jack Owen, who was trying to get over there to potentially cover. So nice job by Owen. He gets out of the first and second 1-out jam, and we head to the home half of the 4th. Trivia time coming next when we return. 6-1, Dayton leads. Bottom of the 4th we go. Lansing trailing Dayton 6-1. We appreciate you coming along with us on this Friday night, the first of 2 straight homestands for the Lansing Lugnuts. Back at it, 6:05 tomorrow, 1:05 on Sunday. Comes Will Simpson for a second time against the righty Rhett Lowder. The pitch home. Lowder shoots it in, knee high, strike 1. Simpson, one of those 3 strikeout victims. And the strikeout the side, bottom of the 1st for Lowder. Next pitch. On the ground, right at the first baseman. Hunter gets the glove down, runs over, tags the bag with his right foot. 1 down. A walk to Brian Buelvas, a base hit to Euribiel Angeles. That has been it tonight against Lowder. Lansing, when they did get those 2 base runners, they did come across to score a run. They trail those 6-1. Comes Brian Buelvas from the right side. Lowder stands tall, turns, throws. Slider in there, strike 1. All right, Jesse, you ready for some Lugnuts trivia?
I am, yeah, let's go.
The 0-1 pitch. That's on the inside corner, strike 2. You like music?
I do like music.
Do you like music at the ballpark?
I do like music at the ballpark.
The 0-2 pitch. That's down low. Do you like organ music at the ballpark?
I've been known to like live organ music. I need the organist actually there attending.
Well, that is perfect then for our question tonight. 1-2 pitch. Check swing. And that is fouled back. Which stadium in Major League Baseball and or team, whichever you'd like to give us, had the first live organist in baseball?
The first one.
First one. 1-2 pitch. Checked it. Huelvas came around, couldn't hold up. That was a high fastball, and that's strikeout number 6 for Rhett Lowder, 2 down in the 4th. So that is your question tonight. Which stadium and or team had the first live organist in Major League Baseball? Pitch home. That's outside. Ball 1 to Johnny Butler. 6-1 Dragons lead. Jay Goldstrass at LansingLugnuts.com is the email for the booth. Send them in. 1-0. Line down to center field. Hit well. Jorge is going back. He's at the track. He looks up, and it's off the base of the wall. Butler flies into second. It's a stand-up double for Johnny Barrels. First extra base hit tonight for the Nuts. That ball was punished. Now Euribiel Angeles coming to the plate. By far the most flush swing that the Lugnuts have had. The first was from this man, Angeles, with a line drive single in his last at bat. Pops this one out to shallow center field. Jorge reads it, comes over diagonally to his right in center field, reaches back and makes the catch. And that is going to do it. All right, we are heading to the 5th. It is Dayton leading by 5, 6-1. How about a 5-star guy, Jesse Goldberg-Stressler, on the mic when we return.
Jack Owen relieved the starter, Blaise Pontes, with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. And he set down Cam Collier and Carlos Jorge, stranding 2 runners aboard. Lansing stays with the lefty for the top of the 5th inning. We expect to see possibly Eduardo Rivera for the 6th inning. But it's the Dayton Dragons leading 6-1. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and then 1 in the 4th to knock out Pontes. Here's Cade Hunter. He takes a called strike from Owen. Jack's fastball right there, 85 miles an hour. Get ready for everything from Jack. Hunter Acosta Balcazar. Lefty, switch hitter, right-handed batter. 6, 7, 8 in the order. Here's the pitch. Slowly curling in for a called strike 2. Hunter went 2 for 2 against the starter Pontes. Single to center in the first, single to center in the third. Stranded both times. 2-strike pitch here. Slowly breaking down and away. And he takes a ball. Cade Hunter out of Mount Laurel, New Jersey, the 5th rounder 2 years ago from Virginia Tech. A 1-2 pitch. A ground ball to the right of the mound, hopping into right center field, base hit outside of the range of the second baseman Rijo. Hunter is 3 for 3. That is his 3rd single. And that is what they did to Blaise Pontes. Hunter hitting that ball just close enough to second base, far enough away from the pitcher's mound not to bother Owen. And with the second baseman Rijo swung around to his left on the pole side, passed him to his right. Now Victor Acosta, lefty to righty. Lined off of Owen and caught by the third baseman Simpson. Meanwhile, the runner Hunter never realized it. A lob across. Batista Jr. steps on the bag, and that's a double play. And now everybody can take care of Jack Owen. Line drive at 95 off the bat that caught him flush on the leg. On his hands and knees. The back and the left of the mound. Nick Volker is the acting athletic trainer. The head athletic trainer for Lansing, Noah Huff, is back home with his family, his growing family. He's away on paternity leave. Pitching coach Don Schulte right there on hand. Manager Craig Conklin on the right shoulder of Owen. He's pointing at his left knee.
Oh. Just looks like it caught him flush. I mean, that is gonna sting and then some.
Testing out how much weight can he put on it. And the first good sign is that he is standing. And now they're going to try Jack with some warm-up pitches to see if he can remain in. Line drive off the bat of Victor Acosta that bounced off of Owen's leg right up in the air to the third baseman Simpson, who turned it into a double play because the runner Hunter had no concept of what was happening. There's a warm-up pitch. Let's see if he tries another.
Don Schulze right next to him, making sure everything looks okay.
It is on his back leg, right, his left leg. Schulze watching very carefully. 3 warm-up pitches delivered, and they're convinced. And Jack Owen is going to stay in. Eduardo Rivera is warming up in the Lansing pen. That is not about this. That is him getting loosened up for next inning. Meanwhile, a stray beach ball just fell down from the suite level into the seating bowl to our right. I say what I see, man. And here's Leo Balcazar, 2 outs, nobody on. He pops foul the first pitch, right side. That baseball is back under the seats right near the beach ball. In fact, the beach ball rolling down the steps, and kids collect the baseball right beside it.
There's 2 beach balls.
Yeah. Here's the 0-1. Breaks down it in.
You said that so detective-like the first time.
Well, searching for clues. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Balcazar. Jack Owen looking to put this inning to bed. Missed off the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Is it time to get the mail? Mail time?
Owen to Balcazar. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Balcazar out of the 8th spot, 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Dayton 6, Lansing 1. Here it comes. The slow curveball shot down toward third, and it took a tough hop for Simpson and skipped right past him into left field. Balcazar is on. Fed back into the infield by Butler. Will didn't get his body in front of it. Hopped up on him to his left.
And I don't think that's a case of him playing third rather than first, because he gets those hops all the time at first base, Jesse, unless it's just a different glove thing. But that one, you're right, it just kind of skipped up last second on him.
Like when it goes jumping up at about your, shoulder ear height. Owen starts things off with the ball to Logan Tanner.
You know, it almost seems like Dayton has got the bounces tonight. They've had a couple of bloops that have fallen in. They get that one there that bounces last second. Now they've earned it.
Here's the pitch. Tanner swings and misses.
After 2 losses in a row, it seems like they're emptying a little frustration out tonight.
It is a single, by the way, for Balcazar. 12-2. A strike called in on the inside corner. And 1 ball, 2 strikes on Logan Tanner. I mean, the hitting mismatch. When the Lugnuts beat the Dragons 11-4 2 nights ago, out hit them 11-3. And then yesterday 12-5 and the 9-4 win. And there have also been all those walks at him. Today, a very different story. Here's the pitch. Tanner swings and misses. When reaching for the off-speed down and away, Owen fans him. Looking none the worse for wear for the moment after getting struck by that line drive. His day is done. This was the plan. Eduardo Rivera will pitch the 6th inning. We'll see what kind of knot is raised on his leg by the line drive by Acosta as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Dayton leads 6-1. Jack Owen grits through it, puts up a 0 in the top half of the 5th inning. And the Lugnuts come up in the bottom half, trailing 6-1 to the Dayton Dragons and Rhett Lowder. Lowder against Batista Jr., Rodriguez, and Rio. Offers. And Danny Batista Jr. shortening up, showing bunt, pulls back, and ball 1 outside. Whenever the Lugnuts and the Dayton Dragons get together, the teams are competitors on the field. But there's been great camaraderie off the field between the booster clubs. Here's the 1-0. Down and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Tough take. So here's a big hello to the Dayton Dragons Booster Club from the Gem City. The pitch. Batista Jr. grounds left side, grabbed by third baseman Collier. Fires to first, and 1 down. Hello to Sandy and Jill. Lugnuts Booster Club members, Marcia and Leanne, traveling on the road and hanging out with Sandy and Jill in Dayton. We've seen Sandy and Jill come here to Lansing, Michigan, and the whole wider clubs as well. They've connected great. That's the one area. There's no competition. There's only togetherness. Here's the pitch to C.J. Rodriguez. And Lowder starts him off with a called strike.
Call them Team Jandy, and they are just dandy.
1 out, nobody on. The pitch. Rodriguez doesn't chase down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on. 6-1. Dayton the lead over Lansing. Rodriguez struck out his first time. A pitch from Lowder. Strike called. Fastball right in there at the letters. 1-2. CJ, the number 8 hitter. Pitch on its way. Up and inside. He heard it at 95. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You're a poet, you didn't even know it.
Elvis Rijo is waiting on deck for Lansing. The Vandy Commodore against the Wake Forest Demon Deacon. The pitch. Slider called strike 3 on the outside corner. The Demon Deacon prevails. Seven strikeouts for Rhett Lowder, who goes to work against Elvis Rijo. Right now for Lowder, 4 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 unearned run, 1 walk, and the 7 Ks. He offers to Elvis Rijo, and the slider is bounced on a big hop, cut by the hopping Collier at third, throwing the first inning over. Side up, side down against Lowder, and that will send us to the 6th inning. It is Dayton leading Lansing by a 6-1 score. It's a 6-1 Dayton Dragons lead entering the 6th inning from Jackson Field on Michigan Avenue in downtown Lansing. Wind is starting to pick up, whipping in from right field. New man on the mound for the Lugnuts, the big lefty, 6'7", 261-pound Eduardo Rivera, 20 years of age, out of Vega Alta, Puerto Rico. He'll take on the top of the order, J. Allen II, Hector Rodriguez, and Sal Stewart.
It's also 7:26 on April 26th. So just wanted to get that in with all your 6s before the time changed.
Oh. Good point. Here's J. Allen II. What do you got?
Had to go 1 more than 3 6s with the Demon Deacon on the other side.
Well, isn't that the case? Lefty deals to righty. Rivera's toss up high to Allen II. 1 ball and no strikes. Jay so far 1 for 2 with a single, a sacrifice, a fly out to center. One of 3 Dayton Dragon sacrifices. They laid them down in the first 3 innings. Here's the toss, and a strike called. Fastball from Rivera, 94 miles an hour. Tom Nichols, the voice of the Dayton Dragons, said with those sacrifices, Dayton is getting back to small ball because they've been struggling for consistent offense. A 1-1. The breaking ball is lined into right field, a base hit. Allen goes oppo. Buelbas gets it in. J. Allen II is on again, punches himself the leadoff single to begin this 6th inning. Hector Rodriguez coming up. Adam, the Midwest League lost one of its institutions yesterday. The longtime PA voice of Dow Diamond, Jerry O'Donnell. The Great Lakes Loons arrived in Midland in 2007. Rodriguez takes a fastball high. And Jerry O'Donnell just passed away yesterday. It had been a battle with cancer. You knew Dow Diamond, you knew the Great Lakes Loons, and you knew Jerry's voice for several different trademark reasons. Lefty to lefty. Strike called inside corner from Rivera. I think about the bases are loaded with loons with the train whistle behind me. He could drag that out as long as he wanted. The pitch. Strike called outside corner. Velvety voice, the longtime radio professional.
Right off the top every night, your Great Lakes lose.
With the loon call coming in behind him.
It's a voice that's synonymous with Great Lakes Loons baseball since the franchise started in '07.
Rivera misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Hector Rodriguez.
I mean, it's the same way that if Lugnuts fans continuously attend Jackson Field, they get accustomed to Chris Snyder, our PA voice here. I mean, it's a voice that you recognize.
Rodriguez grounds, right side, off the backhand of Elvis Rijo, and it skips away to the back of second base, and Dayton is everybody safe. Allen is up to second. Hector Rodriguez reaches. Elvis Rijo charged with the error by the official scored. 2 on, nobody out for Sal Stewart. Dragons batting up 6-1 in the 6th inning. If you talk to Jerry, chances were you talked to him about something other than baseball, because he had so many different interests. I love talking to him about poetry, Adam, music. Stewart against Rivera, lefty deals to righty. Initial offering, up high, ball 1.
I mean, he had so many interests outside of baseball, but he loved Great Lakes Loons baseball.
Yes.
He was the heartbeat of that community, that franchise. Just a devastating day today.
Yes. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Ball at a strike. And I think that leads us into the power and the role of the PA announcer for a baseball team. When you have that familiar voice over years and years, the pitch inside to Stewart. 2 balls and a strike.
And I mean, they got a radio station up there in the booth, 100.9 ESPN. He ran and cut a lot of the promos. His voice is all over the programming and imaging, rather, of that station. It's not just the stadium, but it's the radio station as well.
The pitch, up and away. 3 balls and a strike. And now a silence.
And we knew it was going to be close. He had been in hospice, but I know that there was a ton of individuals that got a chance to go say their goodbyes before, unfortunately, we say our goodbye to him.
Sal Stewart takes ball 4 outside all the way to the backstop. He reaches, though, on the walk given out by Rivera. And the first 4 batters against Rivera are on single, error, base on balls to begin the 6th inning. Cam Collier is coming up. Nobody out for the cleanup hitter in the Dayton order. Jerry O'Donnell, who lost the Dow Diamond PA announcer yesterday due to cancer. Enfield circles around to talk with Eduardo Rivera here. Well, for the Dayton Dragons, 3 in the first inning, 2 in the second, and 1 in the fourth against the starter Blaze Pontes. Jack Owen then 1 2/3 scoreless innings, 2 hits allowed, and 1 liner that hit him, turning into a double play. He struck out 1, briefly extinguished the fire. But they are Dragons after all. There is always going to be some more fire.
Fire breathing.
Here's Cam Collier. 1 for 3, RBI single. Lefty to lefty, corner infielders pinching in. Buried down and away, and a fine job by C.J. Rodriguez stopping that one.
By the way, just one last thing, too. Yes. Ironically, Jesse, the next road trip for Lansing.
Great Lakes.
We're heading up to Great Lakes, so that'll be emotional going up there, but, man.
Here's the 1-0. Collier fouls it back. At third, Allen. At second, Rodriguez. And at first base, Stewart. And here's the 1-1. Ground ball foul right side. It was a poem that I shared with Jerry years and years ago, and it affected him so much that he posted it in the visiting broadcast booth, and there it stays to this day. And it's the Shel Silverstein poem. It's listen to the muslins, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never haves, then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. Base is loaded, nobody out. A 1-2 pitch to Cam Collier. A bouncing ball hit down toward first. Short hop pick, Batista Jr. throws to home. They get the out. A throw into third base. Simpson checks in. Rodriguez is staying put right there. But the lead runner, Allen, is forced. Base is loaded, one away in the 6th inning.
That was a really difficult hop right there for Danny Bautista Jr., and he had to take it charging off the short hop, because if he wouldn't have, they wouldn't have been able to even get the force there at home plate. But he fields it clean, he keeps good body control, and he throws a strike to home plate to get that first out for us.
And now a double play, and Rivera will be out of this frame. Deals to Carlos Jorge. Line drive, base hit, smoked into the right field corner. Rojas over to cut it off. Rodriguez scores. Stewart scores. Held up at third base, Cam Collier. Carlos Jorge has the 2-run double, and it's 8-1 Dayton. It was Jorge with the RBI double in the 1st inning. He wastes no time right here. Bring up Cade Hunter. Hunter's 3 for 3, 3 singles. Pitch number 1 of his 4th at-bat. High from Eduardo Rivera. Once again, the second baseman, Rijo, swung around deep to his left on the pull side. Heels on the outfield grass. The pitch bouncing in and blocked by C.J. Rodriguez. For Eduardo Rivera, the 11th rounder 3 years ago out of high school in Puerto Rico. Last time on the mound, he allowed 5 runs to Lake County in 1 1/3 innings. 3 hits, 3 walks. Lugnuts lost the game 12-4. In trouble here, deals the 2-0. Broke it high. There was an argument to be made that that pitch was close to the top of the zone. Didn't get the call from Connor McKenna. 3 balls, no strikes. First base open, Victor Acosta on deck. The pitch, that grabs the outside corner. Rivera's not done yet here. Shortstop Angeles right up the middle. The deal. Ground ball smoked to the right side. Base hit between Batista Jr. and Rijo. It scores 1 run. That is all. Jorge held at third base. Cade Hunter has the RBI single. Dayton 9, Lansing 1. Cade Hunter is 4 for 4 today. And pitching coach Don Schulte is on his way out to the hill.
What's going on in the NFL draft, Jesse?
2nd round and 3rd round today.
Yeah, but
from Detroit. I'm like, thank you for joining me for this broadcast instead of driving on out there and enjoying the festivities.
Dude, I wouldn't be anywhere else. Did the Commanders just make a selection?
Yes, they have 2 picks in the 2nd round. They have 3 picks in the 3rd round. They took the defensive tackle out of Illinois, Johnny Newton. Jerjon Newton.
For those that don't know, Jesse Goldberg-Stressler, a diehard Washington Commanders fan. Your thoughts on yesterday's pick and now that pick?
They're on the right road. Like, you and I get to see these minor league baseball players, right? And we get to see what road the major league team is on. I think Cincinnati Reds fans can watch what's happening today and go, all right, we got all this talent at the big league level and we can see what's coming up through the pipeline. I like the road that the Commanders are traveling. Rivera deals to Victor Acosta, switch hitter batting right. Ground ball foul left side. When did you first know that the Lions were on the right road?
When Dan Campbell got hired.
Yeah.
Seriously. You could tell that guy knew Detroit, cared about it, and Brad Holmes had a good, I should say both, Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell.
And 0-1. Fooled him. Acosta went around too far on the pitch down low. Strike 2.
I would say the fast right-traveled road with Jaden Daniels coming to the Commanders. That's going to be fun.
Yes. But I knew that the Commanders were on the right road when they hired Adam Peters as a general manager. Smart decision maker. That's what it's about. Fly ball, right field, shallow. It falls for a base hit in front of Welbas. At third base, Jorge played it cautiously. Now he comes in. An RBI single for Acosta with Hunter checking into second. And the Dayton lead is now 10-1. Bring up Leo Balcazar. 8th batter of the inning. 8th batter in the Dayton lineup. And in the Lansing Lugnuts pen, Dylan Hall is warming up behind Rivera. Rivera fires. Down and in at the back foot of Balcazar. Ball 1. How many times today, Adam, have we seen a Dayton hitter drop a shallow fly in front of a Lugnuts outfielder?
Lots. I'd say at least 4 times.
1-0. Once again, down and in.
Could have been a handful, but Welbas had to make a diving grab coming forward there and right a few innings ago.
That guy.
He's decent at his job out there.
Hunter at second, Acosta at first. Dayton has scored 4 here in the 6th inning. The pitch. Rivera missed outside. And it's 3-0 on Balcazar. Logan Tanner's on deck. 10-1 Dragons. Here's the offering. And it's right down the middle. Not a strike called.
So anyway, Super Bowl champs for your Commanders this year or next year?
So give me 3 years.
I don't have that kind of time, Jesse.
It's not your team. Chopper hit toward short, could be 2. Anales to Rio. Rio over to first. Picked by Batista Jr. 6, 4, 3. Side retired. Dayton plates 4, and they do so on 4 base hits, 1 error, 1 walk, 1 man left. It's a 10-1 Dragons lead. And we're going to the bottom of the 6th inning from Lansing, Michigan. The lead grows larger for Lowder. Rhett Lowder towing the rubber. Dayton up 10-1. And the Dragons ace takes on Halter, Bolte, and Simpson. He has struck out Kobe Halter twice. Right-handed pitcher lets it fly. And the left-handed batter takes the ball down and in. The off-speed stuff from Lowder. He has allowed only 2 base hits so far. Johnny Butler, the number 5 hitter, doubled against him in the 4th. Ariel Anales, the number 6 batter, singled against him in the 2nd. The pitch. Pop foul off the left side, back and out of play. If you're watching MILB TV and you look directly behind home plate, you will see Big Lug, you will see the pit crew, and you will see Wade the water droplet. It's Arbor Day. There's a whole concourse carnival. The pitch. Strike called. Outside corner of the fastball.
Does anybody think that could be a bad omen at a baseball game?
I mean, stay hydrated, my friends.
Rain, stay away, please.
1-2 from Lowder. Strike 3 called. Broke the slider right in there and sets Halter down. Kobe Halter strikes out for a 3rd time today, and Rhett Lowder has 8 punch-outs.
I mean, these guys had 20 total runs the last 2 games, and they've got 1 run on 2 hits. Tells you all you need to know about this starting pitcher tonight, Rhett Lowder.
Bring up Henry Bolte. Bolte takes a called strike. Fastball middle to start him. Bolte has struck out looking, and he's popped to second. 10-1 Dragons. Here's the pitch. And a bouncer foul up the left side. Craig Conklin, coaching at third, just held out the left hand, but no real attempt. And Bolte is in a 2-strike hole. What do you think, Adam? Are you a Lowder believer?
I am. Took me like 1 inning to believe.
Lowder's 2-strike pitch. Up high just to see if he would chase. Bolte takes ball 1.
Just needed to see that slider and that changeup, and we're all set.
Fastball works. 1-2. Slider swung at and missed. Strikeout number 9. And bring up Will Simpson. I remember going to Dayton to start up the year, and there was Rhett Lowder on the mound for the Dragons, and the big topic of conversation was how long would they be able to keep him? And you can understand why they feel that way. Lowder to Simpson. Will looks at the slider for a called strike.
No way he gets number 10 against number 10, who's been the most consistent hitter arguably in the league to start the season, does he?
Pitch on its way. Simpson hits a high fly out to right center field. That's Triple's alley. It's down for a base hit. A hop against the wall. Allen the second over to play. Simpson sprints around second. On his way for third. It's a triple. One hop throw arrived in too late to Collier. Number 10 instead expands his on-base streak this year to 17 games. His first 3-bagger of 2024.
And the Lugnuts now tied for second in the league with 6 triples. The speed on display, the great opposite field strength on display. Will Simpson, man, he is something.
Bring up Ryan Buelbas. The pitch. Down and away from Lowder. Lansing is down 10-1. You get to see, though, those great individual talent matchups. Simpson against Lowder. Now Buelbas against Lowder. The pitch. Grabs the outside corner. Strike called. No action in the Dayton pen. Right now for Rhett, unofficially 73 pitches, 52 strikes. Winds and throws. Outside corner. Strike 2 called. Paint. Buelbas walked in the second inning. He scored the Lugnuts' only run on a Batista Jr. fielder's choice. Struck out in the 4th inning. Lowder is sitting on 9 strikeouts. Fastball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Rhett looks to complete 6 innings. 10-1 Dayton. Winds and deals. Slider pounded to center. Carlos Jorge is back on it, and he runs it down before he runs into the Miller Lite sign. Hard contact by Simpson and then Buelbas. One a triple, the other one flies out to end the 6th inning. 6 frames complete for Lowder, 1 unearned run allowed. And we go to the 7th. Adam Jackson takes over the call. Dayton 10, Lansing 1.
Top of the 7th inning here at Jackson Field. That is all Dayton. They put a 10 spot up against the Lansing Lugnuts. 10-1 lead. They will come back up. The only batter that didn't come up in that 8-batter, 4-run, 3-hit, 1 error, 1 walk, 6th inning was Logan Tanner. So the right-hander will step up. 9-1-2. Jay Allen the second. Hector Rodriguez to follow against the lefty, Eduardo Rivera. Rivera raises the glove above his head, and the pitch home. That's down low, 1-0. Rivera ready, and the second pitch. That's down low, and C.J. Rodriguez spins out of there. That actually caught him. It looks like somewhere that was not the padding, as he pops up and takes some time here to shake that off. Lugnuts do have another arm warming in the pen here. It has been a tough night. 10 runs, 16 hits for Dayton. Quick check over there on Rodriguez. He's all right. 1 run, 3 hits for Lansing. And we look destined to be tied at 2 games apiece heading into the weekend. The pitch grabs the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Next pitch home. That's outside. 3 balls and a strike. Pontes went 3 1/3 innings, gave up 10 hits, 6 runs. Jack Owen got through scoreless in an inning 2/3. That pitch grabs the inside corner. 3-2. And Rivera Gave up the 4 in the 6th. Pitches on here in the 7th. The piggybacker. Pitch home. Down low again, and Rodriguez is having a heck of a time with that pitch in the dirt. He can't keep it in front. And that is a walk to Tanner. Second time he's walked, third time he's been on base. We throw it back to the top of the card for Jay Allen the second. As the Dragons, boy, they are exercising some demon deacons tonight after a couple of losses the last 2 nights.
I would like to make a case for Dayton. I understand why they do this, but
The pitch home. Breaking ball drops in. Strike 1 on the righty, Jay Allen.
in this inning, Jay Allen II is batting second. I think that it would be lovely if he batted second in their starting lineup, but I understand why he leads off.
Pitch home. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, I agree. I think they're, like you said, they're still trying to figure him out. He's not played every game to start 2024, but boy, does Hector Rodriguez look like a great candidate to lead off. 1-1 pitch. That's down low, spins away Rodriguez, and the ball goes back towards the LUGNUTS. That is spray painted behind home plate. And up to second goes Tanner on a wild pitch. And right now, Rivera is throwing everything in the dirt, and Rodriguez is just guessing because that thing is spinning right in front of him, and he's got no opportunity to block it.
I'm watching CJ's facial expressions, and man, he is getting beaten up back there.
2-1 pitch. There's another one that Rodriguez has to stop that's down in the dirt. Boy, oh boy, he is earning his playing time tonight.
I wasn't making the case for Jay Allen II to bat second because of Hector, you understand. This was only just playing off the second.
Oh, okay.
He is leadoff man skill set. He's lightning quick and also great power.
3-1. That's popped up. Right field side. Back goes Bautista, and it pops down in foul territory. But don't you agree that Hector Rodriguez could be a great leadoff hitter as well? Lefty. He's a lefty, Jesse. He's reached 3 times tonight.
I could see it.
He's got great speed as well. He's gotten on most of the times in this series. Had a home run earlier in this series.
The guys who have not quite clicked yet that I'm intrigued by to see how they develop as the year goes on are Victor Acosta and Leo Balcazar.
3-2 pitch on its way. Down low, ball 4. Boy, oh boy, what a tough night tonight for Lansing staff. It was base hits, some bad bounces, some tough spots that the Dragons were able to find spaces in the defense for the Nuts against Pontes, and now it has turned into walks here from Rivera. He's walked 3 batters, 2 in this inning. Conklin is out there, and that is going to do it for Eduardo Rivera. So the piggybacking tandem, not the night that they were hoping for. Sometimes that happens. They'll look to the pen. Dylan Hall is going to check in, the right-handed 6'5", 220-pound, 26-year-old from Stafford, Virginia.
It was rough for both Rivera and Pontes in terms of results, but I would say rough for very different reasons. I mean, Blaze, all those base hits and all of the bad luck base hits, the blooper here, the grounder here that found a hole. For Eduardo Rivera, this was simply a command and location situation.
In between, Jack Owen was great. Only went an inning and 2/3, but just gave up a couple of hits, strikeout, no runs. But obviously, as we talked about, the big thing with the A's and these tandem pitchers, you're hoping that your starter and then your piggyback starter could have good performances, and just was not the case tonight for the Nuts. And because of that, Dayton leads 10-1 in the top of the 7th, and they've got their first 2 runners on via the walk, and still going through the heart of the order here.
Adam, while we have a moment, there was a roster transaction made earlier today by the Lansing Lugnuts. Catcher Jose Mujica and southpaw Garrett Irvin were both promoted up to Double-A Midland.
Garrett Irvin, they didn't last long.
No, they didn't.
And that puts more Mujica. He didn't get a ton of chances to play.
No.
It's been a lot of CJ Rodriguez, so hopefully he can get in the lineup a little bit more up there. But, you know, Rodriguez, he has been behind the dish for 90% of these games, and that's great to see for him because he's kind of been in the 2 slot. Now he takes command this year, and he seems to be just getting better and better.
And now Carlos Amaya becomes the number 2 catcher for him.
And hopefully Carlos Amaya can get some more run as well. But Irvin, he was exceptional here through the first month of the season. First pitch home from Hall. Swing and a miss. Got the chase on the off-speed stuff. Strike 1 to the lefty, Hector Rodriguez. All Dayton tonight. 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, 1 run in the fourth, 4 runs in the sixth. They have 2 on with nobody out in the 7th. The 0-1 pitch. Hit high out to right center field. Hit well. Buelbas is going back towards the alley to his right, and it's Bolte that comes to his left from center. Makes the catch. Twists and throws it in. Off to third. Moves Tanner. And they're at the corners with 1 out.
That's one of those interesting drives to me, Adam, where right center field gets really deep, and to see how the outfielders navigate it. Henry Bolte did just fine.
Again, you basically have 2 center fielders out there in Bolte and Buelbas. They can cover a lot of ground. They can make some spectacular catches. Saw one from Buelbas earlier tonight. 10-1 Dragons. Runners at the corners, 1 out, top 7. The pitch home. Check swing. Sal Stewart takes it on the outer edge. Strike 1. That slider wraps in there. The 0-1 pitch. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tonight's game filled with Dayton Dragon offense, just like the first half of the NFL draft last night. Good night to say, hey, I might want to think about growing up a quarterback. The pitch. That's inside. 2-1. Did you have on the bingo card 6 quarterbacks in the first 12 picks?
I didn't have the Falcons taking a quarterback.
Boy, that was peculiar. Good to have 2 quarterbacks, though, you know. 2-1 pitch. That's a little bit off the plate. 3-1.
This is where you start to hear things like, they fell in love. The teams who fall in love with this prospect or that prospect.
3-1 pitch. This is launched out to left field. Butler is going back. He's at the track. He looks up, and it's gone. To the left of the video board, Sal Stewart deposits his 2nd home run. All Dragons 13-1. Anyway, more offense.
This game has been a Dayton Dragons showcase.
A demolition job from the Dragons. A domination. The pitch home. Swing and a miss from Collier. Dragons now with 17 home runs. That puts them in 2nd in the Midwest League. They have not been great offensively to start the year. OBP is last. Strikeouts are last. But boy, they can hit it out of the park. Pitch home. That's down low. And that's been the opposite for Lansing. Lansing has been so good. OPS, been great getting on base, walking, scoring runs. They have not hit a lot of home runs, just 10. Still early on in the opening month. The pitch, bouncing ball foul, first base side.
Well, the Lugnuts have hit home runs, not in Lansing. You just need to get this squad on the road. That's where they pack their power.
On the road again. Which is ironic because this is such a hitter-friendly park. 1-2. That's twisted foul, first base side. Cam Collier tonight has reached once. Sal Stewart having himself a great night, by the way. He is now a triple and a single away from the cycle. Halfway there with the home run, the double, and 2 walks. Pitch home. Swing and a miss. And Collier goes down. And there is the 2nd out of this 7th inning. Dragons 13. Lugnuts 1. So, Jesse, which of the quarterbacks, Mr. Nostradamus, will have the best career? That's what I'd like to know from you.
The quarterback who's put in the best position to succeed.
Oh, don't give me this coach speak.
Well,
That pitch is launched out to right field. Welbos is going back. He's at the track, and that ball is gone. Oh, my goodness. Carlos Jorge with his second. And it's 2 touchdowns now for Dayton, 14-1. I don't think the Dragons need a quarterback themselves. They're doing just fine.
You said that Sal Stewart was putting together quite the game. Carlos Jorge has topped him.
He's driven in 3 tonight with 2 doubles and a home run, and he's scored all 3 times. The pitch home. That's inside, strike 1 to Cade Hunter, who has also put together a great game. 4 singles, an RBI, 18 hits now for Dayton. The pitch, down low, 1-0.
So removing, and to answer your question about the quarterback who's going to have the best career, removing my own bias, because my guy, I think, is the answer, because I am biased. I think it's JJ in Minnesota.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Caleb Williams is the most talented, and so you should start with him. We'll see how the Bears' offense looks. It's going to be fascinating to watch, but it's a heck of a situation in Minnesota, and I have a ton of respect for Kevin O'Connell.
I think it's a great situation in Chicago as well. 1-2 pitch. This is pop foul, third base side, out of play, but he's got to break the demons, almost like Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell had to break the demons when they came to Detroit. Well, they've never had a 4,000-yard passer in Chicago.
Name the 3 best quarterbacks in Chicago Bears history.
Jay Cutler,
Sid
Rex
Luckman.
Grossman, Justin Fields before they got rid of him. I don't know. I'm just throwing out quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They seem to like Jay Cutler, though. One day they'll beat the Packers. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is going to do it in this 7th. But Dayton gets 4 more runs after they scored 4 in the 6th. They lead 14-1. We'll stretch it out to the bottom of the 7th. All right, back here for the bottom of the 7th, 14-1. Dayton is in front. Miles Gaiman is now out there to relieve Rhett Lowder. First pitch, that comes inside corner, strike 1. Johnny Butler is up there at the plate. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's outside, ball 1. We're going to answer some trivia for you in this 7th inning.
Oh, let's go.
We're locked in. Euribiel Angeles, Danny Bautista Jr. at the plate in this 7th. To follow Butler, the pitch. That's sent foul, left field side, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So just to wrap up the draft talk, Jaden Daniels will be the best.
Without a question, man.
Okay.
NFC East is for the taking.
1-2 pitch. That's down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Let me put it to you this way. Which division do you think is going to be tougher in the foreseeable future, the East or the NFC North?
I think it's going to be the North.
I agree.
Yeah, no question. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's a little bit wide. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Can I take the should-have-been Heisman winner, Michael Penix?
Yes.
I love Michael Penix. If he stays healthy, I think he is a guy to watch out for. I think he's a great NFL quarterback. 3-2 pitch. This is looped liner that's caught right by Balcazar at second base. And there's 1 down.
What year does Michael Penix take over as the #1 starter?
Great question. I'm going to say next year.
Like, if it's Drake May where there's the thought he's 21, he needs to sit a little bit, okay, Atlanta, sure. But Michael Penix is ready, and Kirk Cousins is in place.
It's exactly why that pick made 0 sense. Here's Euribiel Angeles. The pitch. That's on the outside corner, strike 1. 14-1, Dayton leads. But we'll see. I think Penix could find some playing time this year at the back half of the year. I think maybe next year is the time he takes over. We'll see. 0-1 pitch. That's down low. Spartan fans probably don't like that answer.
But for Drake London's, Kyle Pitts' sake, and the rest of all those weapons on that team,
I give Kirk Cousins a ton of credit. I did not think he was going to be this long-lasting in the NFL. 1-1. Here's a high hopper off the plate, third base side, on the big bounce. Glove baskets down by Collier. Throws to first, and he throws it away from Hunter. Angeles stays put. Didn't have a chance to advance because there was good backup by Balcazar. But the Lugnuts get a base hit from Euribiel Angeles. And there's one on, with one out in the seventh. Here comes the rally. 14-1, Dayton leads. Okay, here comes Danny Bautista Jr. 0 for 2 tonight, did have an RBI in the second. What a performance tonight for Rhett Lowder through 6 innings. Gave up just the 1 unearned run. Pitch. Breaks across the outside of the plate. Strike 1. All right, so trivia in the 4th inning, we asked you which team/stadium was the first to have a live organist at their stadium. Long hold, the 0-1. Oh, yes. Okay, we did get time called by the home plate umpire, Connor McKenna, right before Gaiman was ready to come home.
Yeah, I hate that for Gaiman. Right, you think about, it's just tough for a pitcher to start up that windup and then come to a full stop.
I'll do it again. The 0-1, up and in as it bends back Bautista Jr. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Adam, we have an answer sent in.
What'd we get?
Leanne Cook writes in, is it the Chicago Cubs?
Yes, it is. And even if you didn't know, Chicago Cubs is a great guess. They've always had the organ there for many years. 1-1. That's popped up. Out of play. Also, giveaway, it's a stadium that had to have been around a while, you would think. The reason we asked that today, because it was today, back in 1941, the Chicago Cubs, the first team to install an organ. It was Roy Nelson manning the keyboard. How about this line coming up? 1-2 pitch. Ooh, and that comes up. Did it get Bautista to get the bat? I believe it got the bat there. So we're going to do this again. That deflected, I think, got the bat and then potentially got a hand or some sort of part of the arm on Bautista. So he's going to get checked out. Make sure he's all right. But because it hit the bat first, it looked like the knob, because he checked his swing. It's a foul ball rather than an HBP.
The whole subject of organists, you could ask certain baseball fans and you could say, quick, name me your favorite one. And folks have their choices. This is something that you can get a fiery opinion about. Nancy Faust, for example, legend.
Regarded as one of the best. 1-2 pitch. That's kicked back foul. She always had the right song ready to play. By the way, yes, Roy Nelson manned the keyboard, but here's the line that Today in Baseball History gives you, but the Cubs hit sour notes, losing 6-2 to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Of course they did.
Well played. 1-2 pitch. Sent out high in the air to right, not deep. Allen coming in towards the line, closes the mitt, and there's 2 outs.
Now, hang on. I know the way that your sense of humor works. That feels like it's throwing you a BP fastball. If I said to you, organist, go, baseball game.
I love it. I love it. Jesse, follow-up trivia question for you. Craig Conklin's coming halfway down the line here. It looks like a little change, and they are going to insert Carlos Amaya. So, listen, we talked about C.J. Rodriguez and having to tackle all those balls in the dirt, and he was shaken up a lot. I think that's nice to see him get the rest of the night off. Hopefully it's not anything more than him just needing a breather, but Amaya will come in. The game is out of hand, so it makes sense. Dragons in front 14-1. Jesse, do you know the team that has longest had an organist? Because the Cubs had it originally in 1941, but then it left and then came back in the 60s. Think that one over. First pitch home. Carlos Amaya takes it down low, ball 1.
I don't know.
How about their Southside friends? The Chicago White Sox have the longest stretch of having a consistent organist for every season. The Dodgers, a little bit behind them.
Yeah.
1-0 pitch. There's a nubbed ball first base side and a couple of hops. Cade Hunter squeezes, tags the bag, and that's going to do it. So now you have some new music to think about, new music trivia, I should say, that you are well more informed about the organists in Major League Baseball. We will head to the 8th. It's been Dayton hitting all the right notes tonight.
There it is.
Up 14-1. Dayton leads by a lot. We come back for the 8th inning. It is 14-1 Dragons as they are on their way to evening up this series at 2 games apiece, barring something absolutely crazy. Dylan Hall comes back out for the 8th. Acosta knocks this ball out to right center field. Long fly. Buelvas is going back there to Triples Alley. Reaches up on the run, and he makes the catch. Circling on the warning track. What a track down from Brian Buelvas. First pitch, 1 out.
There's all that real estate out there to explore. And explore it, he did.
He didn't need a real estate agent. That was a long way from home.
That's right.
My goodness.
No vacancy.
Balcazar steps in. First pitch. And that is in there, strike 1. Jesse, we're talking music in the 7th. The pitch. This is a line drive out to right center field again. This ball dropping quick and gets down past the dive of Bolte in center. Rounding first and heading to second is Balcazar. He stops there, and it's a double in the same spot that the ball was just hit 2 pitches ago. One was caught. This one was not. And another hit, another extra base hit. And Dayton just keeps on demolishing baseballs.
They're getting their batting averages healthy.
Yes. Yes, they are. 14 runs, 19 hits. Lansing has 1 run and 4 hits. And the Dragons had seen enough of the 2-game winning streak from the Lugnuts. And Dayton is going to have a pinch hitter here. It is Jose Serrano that comes up from the right side. First pitch home. Grabs the outside corner, strike 1. So the Dragons doing the same thing potentially that the Lugnuts have done, remove their catcher. We'll see if it's a straight switch. The pitch. That's outside, ball 1. I would guess no. Serrano listed as an infielder. And I would guess that maybe they move Cade Hunter, who's at first base, to the plate. We'll wait and see. Next pitch. That's kicked back off the netting. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Jose Serrano stands as far as he can to the front of the batter's box. And then he has that big leg kick. When you're standing that far up, you better be ready for the pitch. When you have a big leg kick, you better be ready for the pitch. There's a lot that depends on him being ready early.
Here comes Hall's pitch. Popped out to center field. Tracked on by Bolte. Backs up a couple of steps, makes the catch, and he fires it into third, and he sends back Balcazar to second. He was about a third, maybe a step or 2 beyond a third of the way to third base, and he saw that throw and said, nope. Henry Bolte's got a cannon of an arm. 2 outs.
To get back to the batter, breaking ball from Dylan Hall, that's the perfect pitch for Serrano to stand up in the batter's box. But, Adam, it's 14-1, and yet there are still things for us to enjoy, like Henry Bolte showing off how strong that arm is.
Here's Jay Allen the second. First pitch. That's up high, ball 1. By the way, real quick, the Oakland A's at the Coliseum, last year of the Coliseum, they have played Celebration by Kool and the Gang after wins since 1981. That's been their tradition.
Yeah.
1-0. Swing and a miss. Took some off of that. So a little bit different than the organ music, but they were the first ballpark to play pop music. So that has been their tradition since 1981. Continues on today. Pretty cool.
How many things have the A's been trailblazers in?
Man, so much. 1-1. Sent up into the air. Shallow right field. Buelbas coming over. It's Danny Bautista Jr. in foul territory. Reaches above his head, backpedaling in foul territory to make the catch. And that is going to do it. And the trailblazing Oakland A's will continue as they become the first team to move to a 4th spot heading to Sacramento after this season. Here in Lansing, it is all Dayton, 14-1 as we head to the last of the 8th. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Lansing is getting thumped by Dayton, 14-1. We play on here. Miles Gaiman back out there on the hill. Elvis Rijo steps in the box from the right side. Ready on ready, the first pitch home. Slider misses low and outside. Ball 1. Jesse and I will be back here tomorrow, and hopefully you can join us either in person or via Stream Guys or MILB.tv.
Dollar Deal Day.
1-0 pitch. Will you stole the words right out of my mouth?
Dollar for your thoughts.
I've got none.
Dollar, 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 dollar bill, yo.
Great song.
Dollar.
Sweetest Girl.
Yeah.
1-1 pitch. That's fouled off. Who is that? Akon that sings that? Wyclef and Akon? I think it is.
Look at you. Today has had a musical theme.
Man, sometimes you just got to do what the Doobie Brothers said and listen to the music.
Whoa, whoa. Arbor Day.
We're not trying to stump you. 1-2 pitch. That's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I like that Dayton, for Arbor Day, went green.
They did. They did go green. And they did that just to the west of East Lansing, where they also say, go green.
The Lugnuts went white.
The 2-2. That's outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I've received an important piece of information from the window/box to our left that I am, in fact, a doobie, brother. 3-2 pitch. Line drive the other way, and it falls for a base hit. A little bit more of a floated liner, but it works out. First hit for Elvis Rijo as a Lansing Lugnut. How about that?
938th all-time Lansing Lugnut to put on the uniform. Finally saw action after getting first added to the roster on April the 16th. It deserves it going the other way.
How many years do you think before we get number 1,000? A few years away?
Yeah, probably.
That's going to be a special moment. Lugnut's been here since 1996. Take that, all those 2000s babies. Pitch. That's down low. 1 ball, no strikes to Colby Halter.
The Lugnuts are older than all of these players, every single one of them.
Been doing baseball right here for a long time in Michigan State Capital. Dayton doing it right tonight, up 14-1. This pitch is lifted out to shallow left field down the line. That ball is foul from Colby Halter. He has had a troublesome night against one of the better pitchers arguably in the Midwest League and maybe all of minor league baseball. He looked like it tonight. Rhett Lowder, the righty, went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 unearned run. He struck out 9, and he got Colby Halter 3 times. Got Henry Bolte twice, Simpson once, Buelbas once, and CJ Rodriguez twice. He is legit. One pitch to Halter. High hopper over towards second, waiting on it. Balcazar has it. 1 play to first, wings it there in time. And there's the first out of the 8th as Rijo gets to second.
Barely in time. That was tight.
It was. Colby Halter can move. Good for him. He won't wear the golden sombrero tonight. Not what he wanted there, but again, you gotta tip your cap to the Dayton Dragons, the way they bounce back here tonight. 5 outs away from a victory. We get a visit from The catcher back there is, by the way, Jose Serrano. So he is the man that goes behind the plate. Places Logan Tanner as he pinch hit for him. Just a straight switch there in that 8th inning. Should say this 8th inning. Dragons up by 13 here in Lansing. It's going to be a Capital City Market Kids Day on Sunday, so Dollar Day tomorrow. Gates open at 5. And then we will have all sorts of fun on Sunday Kids Day. 1:05 start. Pitch home. Henry Bolte takes it down low. Ball 1. See, with Kids Day, you get all the youngsters to the park. You get to run the bases after the game. You get ice cream across the street at Capital City Market. Jesse gets ice cream as well.
I do.
The 1-0. That's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. He'll take a scoop or 2 or maybe 3 of mint chocolate chip, please.
Well, although across the street, you've got the vanilla chocolate or vanilla chocolate swirl that are your options.
He's experienced. Been there a time or 100. 2-0 pitch. Ooh, that comes in, and did that get bat? No, that got padding. That's why we heard that sound. Bolte didn't feel a thing because he's got kind of the armor on the outside. It looked like either of the elbow or the arm, and he will head down to first base. So Lugnuts have runners at first and second. 1 down here, bottom 8, all Dayton up 14-1. One of those times where, hey, maybe you can't come all the way back, but maybe you can get some momentum heading into tomorrow's game offensively. Here's Will Simpson. The pitch home. That comes in and hits the back of Simpson as he twists out of the way. And Simpson with a long stare to Gaiman, and home plate umpire Connor McKenna rushed up to stand in between Simpson and Gaiman because Simpson is still looking at Gaiman as he makes his way to first base, and they're loaded up in the 8th.
It hurts. Simpson's one of those guys who's a very sweet guy and also a tough competitor. Miles Gaiman throws a breaking ball the majority of the time, and that breaking ball did not break.
And when that happens, you get some pain. Oh, wow, Mike Sainristil to the Commanders. That's big time. Great defensive player, switched around, played a couple of different positions, Jesse. I think you're going to like him.
It's a good pick.
He's also got a national championship ring on his finger as he comes to the Capitol.
Outstanding pick.
How many more picks? Well. How many more picks tonight? 5? 4?
Well, we've got 1 more to go in this round, and it's coming up in 3 picks. And then we've got 2 more to go in the 3rd round.
So 3 more picks. You guys didn't want to do the double Wolverine burger. You could have taken JJN.
Chris Jenkins went the pick before Mike as well.
Wow.
So Wolverines all over the place.
Everything's coming up blue.
Lugnuts all over the bases.
Yes, they are. All right, after the visit, here comes Brian Buelbas. He smoked one out to left center, but it was caught on the run at the wall in his last at bat. The pitch home. This is hard hit through the whole left side base hit. Rio comes in to score. Bolte holds at 3rd. Everybody moves up a station, and the rally has begun. RBI single for Buelbas, 14-2.
There's a couple of things going on here. You've got the wildness of Miles Gaiman that has opened this door to spark some more offense for Lansing. But there's also the fact that these Lugnuts batters, you've talked to Kevin Kuzmanoff about this, I've talked to Craig Conklin about this, they don't shut it down late in games. They keep battling.
Johnny Butler the next to try and battle. The pitch, a little bit low on the outside part of the plate, ball 1. We saw it against the Loons. They were down 8-0. Got it to within 8-5. And had the tying run at the plate when that game ended. That all came in the final inning. 1-0. This is on the ground through the whole right side for a base hit. Bolte comes in to score. Everyone moves up 90 feet again on the RBI single from Butler. It's 14-3.
I think Dayton is going to have to get some action up in the pen.
Well, it's one batter at a time, but they are keeping the line moving. And yeah, you're exactly right, Jesse. The Dragons right on cue. Getting an arm loose over there.
Ray Franson.
Yes, it is.
Rhett,
The righty.
out of the Netherlands.
Got a good soccer player over there. Here comes the pitch. This is hard hit on the ground. Backhand sliding stop over at third. Throw to second. It's late from Collier. Sliding in safely there is Butler. So another run comes in to score. And the bases remain loaded. Infield hit for Euribiel Angeles plus an RBI. It's 14-4, a 3-run eighth.
It's a nifty snag down at third for Collier. If that ball gets past him, everybody's rolling around. You start up the full carousel, but there's no play to be made. Balcazar was lobbying for it, but it's not there at second base.
Welbos at third, Butler at second, Angeles at first. The pitch. Breaking ball comes in, strike one to Danny Bautista. Lugnuts trailed 14-1 entering the eighth. They are getting out hit 19-8, but they have a chance to cut this thing under 10. Pitch home. That's inside. That kind of sounds like a basketball broadcaster, right? The under 8 mark here as we're in the eighth.
Right.
Cut this thing under 10. Got a chance to come back. It's a little bit more here, but 14-4 Dragons. Lugnuts fill the bases. The pitch from Gaiman. Way outside, and it ticks off the glove from Serrano, gets away. In to score comes Buelbas. Both runners advance to second and third. It's a 9-run game on a wild pitch.
It was the wildness from Gaiman that started this, the back-to-back plunkings of Bolte and Simpson. I think if you're Dayton, you were holding out a little bit of hope that you could get out of the mess with one well-placed grounder, double play ball, go to the ninth, and now the forces are removed.
Danny Bautista with a base hit potentially could make this 14-7. Bautista, the 8th batter to the plate in this 8th inning. 4 runs already in. The pitch ticked back off the net. Strike 2. It was a big inning last night that propelled Lansing to their 2nd straight victory. They scored 6 in the 6th. And they went on to win 9-4. Tonight they've scored 4 in the 8th. Still down by 9. The pitch. Bautista in on the hands, pushes it back to the green seatbacks. Remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on the righty, who's 0 for 3 tonight, has grounded and reached on a fielder's choice. And that scored a run in the 2nd till this half inning. That was their only run as Brian Buelbas came around after he walked. Butler at third, Angeles at second. Still only 1 out. The pitch. Breaking ball just missed the inside corner. It was a front door slider attempt. We got a full count here on Danny Bautista Jr. Carlos Amaya, remember, replaced CJ Rodriguez in the 7th. He waits on deck. 3-2 pitch. Inside corner called strike 3. That is a tough call right there.
Don't blame him for taking it.
Yeah, that looked like the same spot the last pitch was. That was just called a ball, but it is, instead of the bases loaded, the 2nd out. What a time for Gaiman to get his first strikeout. That looks like it's going to be it for him. Vince Harrison Jr. slowly trotting out there, manager for the Dragons. Well, we will see. He's done this before where he takes his time. I think he is going to pull him, but has not given the point yet. There it is. Wait till the last step out there on the hill.
Now this is going to be an interesting matchup because Ray Franson this year has walked 8 batters in 5 innings. And he's also allowed 6 hits, league batting 300 against him. Carlos Amaya coming up does not walk very often. You and I both know that he loves to swing at the first hittable pitch. How patient will he be with a pitcher who has struggled with his location this year?
Well, and he's a guy, too, that, Jesse, he's not gotten a lot of playing time.
No.
So you understand that's part of his aggression, you would think. He wants to go up there and want to showcase what he can do with the bat.
Keep this rally going.
Absolutely. And there's less incentive to walk now after the punch out of Bautista because the bases aren't loaded. They're still at second and third. So Amaya walks past the batter's box and goes halfway down the line to speak with second-year manager Craig Conklin. A lefty-righty matchup here, the 9th batter to come to the plate in this lengthy 8th inning, where the Lugnuts have scored 4 runs. They still trail 14-5 in Michigan State Capitol.
Adam, can I tell you about a couple of homers? You know about one. Shea Langoliers hit it for the A's, who are trailing the Orioles 2-1. 5 innings for Ross Stripling so far.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Could you say his name correctly, please?
Bangoliers.
Thank you.
I beg your pardon. For the Midland Rockhounds, in the first inning against Corpus Christi, Jacob Wilson doubled, Cooper Bowman walked, Colby Thomas went yard. Midland is leading 5-2 over the Hooks.
Those are a couple pretty good Lugnuts that you just mentioned there.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so it's the lefty, Aray Franzen. Check that, the righty. Aray Franzen against the righty, Carlos Amaya. The pitch. Whacked out to left center field. That is hit towards the wall. Jorge is back, and it goes off the Miller Lite sign. Both Lugnuts come in to score. Butler taps the plate. Angeles right behind him. A 2-run double off the bat of Carlos Amaya. 6 runs in this 8th inning. And it's a 7-run game.
First hittable pitch, right? He got one immediately from Franzen. And man, did he cloud it.
Talked about the aggression, and you were right. Here's Elvis Rijo. Righty matchup, the pitch home. That taps the elbow guard of Rijo, and he will sprint to first base.
Dayton is not so sure.
No, they think that hit the bat. Rijo also, the way that he reacted,
he
thought that
selling
maybe it went off his bat too, and then he turned and sprinted. And the manager there for the Dragons, Vince Harrison Jr., says, hey, could you just check with your bases umpire? Just double check. So Connor McKenna will go out there and talk with Shinkoi Shizawa.
It strikes me as when you appeal to a different court, you say, all right, that's your verdict. Let's check in with somebody else, see what their verdict is. Second opinion.
Absolutely. I think it's the right move here.
And it's the right move for the home plate umpire McKenna, just to see, did Shin see something that I didn't?
And if not, you stick with the original call. Now, it's tough because the elbow guard sounds like the bat sound because it's got the hard plastic, and I think it did get the elbow guard from what we're looking at. And I don't think they're changing the call because Connor McKenna went over and made the explanation.
The word from the folks in the control room is proper call was made.
So Rijo is aboard, and McKenna makes the explanation to Vince Harrison Jr. So runners at first and second now, and here comes Colby Halter.
It's so big to turn the lineup over.
Righty-lefty matchup, the pitch. Down low, ball 1. Would be a great time for Halter to get his first base hit of the night. Lansing trailing 14-7. They've scored 6 here in the 8th. They trailed 14-1. Heading into this inning. Can they get some more runs? As Jesse mentioned, they've turned the card over back to the top. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Fell right under the hands of Halter, who's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a groundout. Those 3 strikeouts came against the best pitching prospects in the Red system, Rhett Lowder. One pitch. Down low, 2-1.
This is a bad matchup for Franzen. Against a guy with such an eye for the strike zone as Halter, he is not going to help him out.
They urge the crowd here to get loud. No attached to that one. Here's a 2-1. Line drive out to right field, base hit. Everybody moves up, and now Amaya is coming in to score. The throw goes to third, and it is late. Up to second goes Halter, 14-8. The Lugnuts rally continues.
Early in the game, Jay Allen II had a bobble in right field that led to Lansing's first run. He did it again. He muffed it. And because he did, Craig Conklin was stopping the runner Amaya at third base. He saw that bungle, and he said, keep on running.
Now here comes Henry Bolte. 14-8. 7 runs have come in. The pitch. That's outside, and it gets away from Serrano. Charging in to score is Rijo. 14-9. Up to third moves Halter on a wild pitch.
And this is all setting the stage for the most dangerous hitters in the Lansing order. This is not getting easier for Franzen.
A good time for a Bolte blast, wouldn't it?
Single would be fine.
That's true. 2 outs. Pitch home. Swing and a miss. He swung at that like he was looking for the big ball. Scoreboard says 14-8. Tack one more on there. It's 14-9. One pitch. Swing and a miss again from Bolte. He's had a tough night tonight. 0 for 3. Did get hit by a pitch in the 8th and score a run. Trying to keep this rally going. Colby Halter is at third with 2 outs. Lansing has plated 8 in the 8th. The pitch home. Outside to Bolte. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Low and outside, and that gets away from Serrano. Halter crosses the plate. It's a 4-run game. 9 runs in the 8th. And somehow, out of nowhere, the Lansing Lugnuts are back in this game. And now the bases are clear. A payoff pitch. Here it is. Swing, and it's fouled back from Bolte.
I don't think this is somehow. I think this is a combination of Dayton pitching wildness and also fine at-bats by these Lugnuts.
The pitch home. Up high, ball 4. And the great at-bats, as you said, Jesse, continue.
Remember, it was 14-1, but they weren't going to let up. They weren't going to say, all right, it's not our day, we'll see you tomorrow. And it started right from the start of this inning, and it has continued 1 through 9.
And now here comes their hottest hitter, Will Simpson. Ooh, and that was a strike on the outside part of the plate. Slider at the bottom of the zone, good pitch. Next one, runner takes off. It's a bouncing ball, weakly hit to short. Acosta has it, throws high up to first, but rising on the pillow is Hunter, and he makes the grab, and that is going to do it. My goodness, 13 batters later and 9 runs later, the Lansing Lugnuts tally 6 hits, a couple of HBPs, make it 3 and a walk, and they are back into this game, 14-10. Dayton still leads. 9th inning coming up next with Jesse Goldberg-Strassler.
Oh boy! The right-hander Hunter Bro is taking over on the hill for the Lugnuts as we hit the 9th inning from Michigan State Capitol. 9 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Lugnuts were down by 13, and now they're down by 4. Dayton 14, Lansing 10. Hunter Bro first against Hector Rodriguez. Stewart and Collier to follow. 2-3-4. First pitch. That's down low, ball 1. Rodriguez, so far today, like a lot of these Dragons, the numbers are gaudy offensively. Here's the ball when offering. And that's right in there. Fastball at 93 miles an hour at the knees.
Biggest question for Bro, can he get a shutdown inning and keep the pressure on the Dragons?
I mean, I've got other questions after that, but you're right, that's the first. Popped him up left side, but soaring foul, backing out of play. We talked NFL draft. 14-10 feels like a football score.
Lugnuts got a touchdown left in him. Maybe just a couple of field goals.
First, the defense needs to make a stand. Force the punt.
A 3 and out, you're saying?
In the Dayton Dragons pen, action. Here's the pitch. A bouncing ball punched foul and knocked down off the right hand of the manager, coaching at third, Vince Harrison Jr. Ruben Ibarra is warming up in the Dayton pen.
Well, how about that? Happy birthday, Ruben.
The big slugging first baseman. The pitch, up and away. He surely would be warming up for defensive purposes to step in at first base. Surely not to pitch.
I don't know, Jesse.
Surely they would stick with Franzen. The 2-2. Fouled back off the top of the screen and down. The bat went flying in one direction. The ball headed into the seats. On the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Rodriguez. Hector Rodriguez, just to be more specific about what he's done in this game, he's 2 for 4. He has a couple of RBI singles. He's scored a run. He's also chopped down a sacrifice bunt. The Dragons have 19 hits. Rodriguez, Allen, Stewart, all of them 2 hits apiece. 4 hits for Hunter. 3 for Carlos Jorge, as this pitch is missing for ball 3. Leo Balcazar has 3 hits. It's a wonderful offensive performance. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 4 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th. Up 14-10. The pitch. A high chopper hit on the right side. Rijo backs up. Now he attacks. He grabs. He throws high to first and late. And Rodriguez beats out his 3rd hit of the game. Elvis Rijo is just trying to figure out, what should I do? 20 base hits now for Dayton tonight.
They've just got great bounces. I mean, there's nothing you can do right there. It's hit weakly enough and high hopped enough that he's got to wait for it to come down, and then there's just great speed from Rodriguez.
Bro to Sal Stewart, righty to righty. Strike called inside corner. Now Stewart today has doubled. He has homered. He has walked. He has scored 3 runs. He has knocked in 4. The pitch. That's low. I should add, he's walked twice. 14 runs, 20 hits, 2 errors for the Dragons. 10 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Lugnuts. Rodriguez so fast at first, held on by Batista. The pitch. Inside. Adam, just to go back to the bottom of the 8th inning, just to trace how Lansing got right back in this game with the 9-run rally.
Take a deep breath.
It took a little bit. 2-1 hitters count. Up and in, it's ball 3. The bottom of the 8th inning began with the first Lansing Lugnuts base hit for Elvis Rijo. Single to right. Colby Halter then grounded out. And then I think a pivotal moment, which was Miles Gaiman hit Henry Bolte and Will Simpson. Back-to-back batters with back-to-back pitches. 3-1. Low for ball 4. And Stewart has walked for a 3rd time. And the first 2 men are on for Dayton in the 9th.
Well, this is what we were talking about, because Dayton has kept the pressure on all night long. They've scored in 5 of the 8 innings so far, and they're off to a good start to try and answer and give themselves just a little bit more cushion than, a 4-run lead is right now.
Cam Collier now. Collier's only 1 for 5, and the 1 hit was in the first inning. Roddy deals to the left-handed batter. He chops toward short on a lace grab, steps on second, throws to first, double play. Batista Jr. looks over at third. Rodriguez is standing right there. 2 outs, man at third, and here comes Carlos Jorge.
I think if Angeles sprints over to first base, he could have got that double play by himself. That was as tailor-made of a double play as you could get.
2 gone in the ninth. Dayton batting up 14-10, looking for some insurance. They've got it 90 feet away. Left-handed hitting Jorge. Monster game today. Bro offers. Swing and a miss. He was looking to add to it. He is 3 for 5. He has knocked in 4 runs. An RBI double, a 2-run double, a solo home run.
Big gap up the middle.
Second baseman Rijo way around to his left. Here's Bro's pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. At third base, Hector Rodriguez is playing around with the catcher Amaya. Way off the base. He flinched. Amaya pump faked at him, but the third baseman Simpson is not close. But with the count at 0-2, and a left-handed batter up there, he wouldn't dare try a mad dash for home. 2 outs, 2 strikes the count on Jorge. The set, the pitch, a tapper fell as Jorge stays alive.
Amazing that he got a piece of that. That pitch is dying out of the zone and outside, and he just reached across and ticked it.
The batters due in the bottom half of the ninth inning are Buelbas, Butler, and Angeles for Lansing. 4-5-6. Down by 4. Thrower to the plate. Breaking ball down and in, knocked down by Amaya. You know, we still do have 2 more games to go in this series.
I feel like this has been 2 games in itself tonight.
Yes. Dayton took 2 out of 3 from Lansing in Dayton to open up the season. The Lugnuts won 2 of the first 3 to begin this series. Here's game 4. 14-10 Dragons in the ninth. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Bro got him. The high fastball at 95, blazing past Jorge to bury him and send us to the bottom of the ninth inning. Dayton 14, Lansing 10. At one point, the lead was 13 runs. Will a 4-run lead suffice? Dayton 14, Lansing 10. 14-1 entering the 8th. 14-10 entering the 9th after the Lugnuts played at 9. There is a change to inform you of as we go to this bottom half of the 9th inning. The Dayton Dragons have moved first baseman Cade Hunter to the catching spot, and Ruben Ibarra is in to play first base. Both teams removed their starting catchers with the score 14-1. Lansing took out C.J. Rodriguez, inserted Carlos Amaya. He had a huge 2-run double in the 9-run 8th inning. Jose Serrano replaced Logan Tanner. He is out. Hunter moves in. And Ray Franson deals to Brian Buelbas, followed by Butler and Angeles, 4-5-6. Righty to righty. Brian Buelbas takes a called strike 1. Adam Jackson by my side. I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler.
We got any more wackiness tonight, Jesse?
I mean, you tell me. Ray Franson, you tell me. Winds, deals. Ground ball to the right side, base hit right field. Buelbas starts things off with a runner. Again, Allen muffs it, and now he gets it in. Doesn't cost him a base this time. The 3rd time the right fielder has had trouble with a bounce. Leadoff single, Brian Buelbas.
Well, there's one. You got to keep the line moving just like they did in that 8th inning, one at a time.
Now Franz in the righty against Johnny Butler, the slugging left-handed hitter. The pitch. Missed down and away. Way back when, you know, Rhett Lowder fired 6 innings of 1 unearned run ball, striking out 9. Things have changed since then. The pitch coming. Butler rips it, hooking down the right side, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That was back in the first game of the doubleheader, right?
If this was a 7-inning game 1, it would have ended 14-1. But we're playing 9 here right now, Adam. Johnny Butler is 2 for 4 with a single and a double. The pitch. Lifted down the left side. Long run. Rodriguez gets there to make the catch. Buelbas trots back to first. 1 away.
Well, how many of those have dumped down tonight for Dayton? You've seen 3 or 4 of them. And Halter, or my apologies, Butler was hoping for the same thing there, but just a little bit too much on it. He had a lot of room out there because Dayton's playing deep.
Here's Euribiel Angeles. Dayton up 14-10. The pitch. He bunts it. Foul at home. Home plate umpire Connor McKenna immediately ruling that Angeles got struck by that while he was still in the batter's box. No harm. Yes, foul. Oh, you like that?
I did like that.
Franzen the third, Dragons pitcher to work. Righty. He deals. Ground ball foul. Pulled wide of third into the Dayton pen. That could have made things interesting. As it is, the potential game-tying run is still a batter away, a base runner away from stepping into the on-deck circle. On the count 0-2 on Angeles. 3 for 4 today. RBI single last inning. The pitch. He pokes it in the air, right center field. Carlos Jorge into the alleyway to make the catch. And once again, Huelbas has to jog back to first. 2 outs on the fly out to the center fielder.
Well, we told you it wasn't uncommon that the Lugnuts wouldn't give up their at-bats. They've made this an interesting game, but now it's going to take a 2-out rally. Just trying to bring the tying run to the plate.
So now Danny Batista Jr. swinging and missing. Strike 1. 0 for 4 with an RBI fielder's choice in the second, grounded to third in the fifth, fly to right in the seventh. He struck out looking. In the eighth, now in the ninth, the pitch, outside from Franzen. Dayton is 1 out away. Currently, this a much more comfortable ninth inning than the eighth was. Franzen's 1-1. Popped him up into shallow center. Carlos Jorge advances inward. He's under. He's got it. And Dayton prevails. They can take a deep sigh of relief. They were up 14-1. And the Dayton Dragons win game 4 of the 6-game set, 14-10.
Wacky one tonight, but Dayton deserved this one. They get up 14-1. They got a great starting pitching performance. They scored 5 runs in the first 2 innings to set the tone, and they pounded out 20 hits, and they got their revenge after a couple of tough losses the last couple of nights here in Lansing, which means we've got an even series heading into the weekend.
Such a fascinating game, Adam. The stories early on. First, your thoughts on Rhett Lowder?
Tremendous. I mean, he did a great job. The changeup, the slider is legit. So is the mid-90s fastball. He worked him well. And he sat down the top 3 in this order that have been excellent. Halter, Bolte, Simpson right away, and you kind of knew at that point. And then he continues to go 6 innings, gives up 1 run that was unearned, and strikes out 9 against a Lugnut offense that had been humming the last 2 nights. I mean, he was the stopper, and I think he's legit.
On the other side, tough games for the Lansing tandem, Blaise Pontes and Eduardo Rivera.
Yeah, they didn't have it tonight. And Lansing this year, they've needed complete games to win. That means good pitching, good defense, and good offense. And if they don't get as good of defense, they need good offense, good pitching, and they didn't get that tonight. They didn't pitch it well. Pontes has been so much better the second end of the tandem. He struggled in his starts. That happened again tonight. And it wasn't all his fault. We talked about this earlier where there was some balls that came down that were weakly hit that snuck through or dropped in. And again, that kind of set the tone tonight where Dayton just took advantage of those opportunities. And the same thing for Rivera. He just couldn't command it, Jesse, as the rain starts to fall here at Jackson Field.
How about that? We got the game in, and now bring on the rain. Happy Arbor Day. For the Lugnuts, they fall. I think it's very easy for them to hit the clubhouse and say, this is a disappointing defeat, but man, did we make things interesting.
Well, what we talk about, too, having some momentum heading into the weekend,
Yes.
right? What a deflating feeling to get down 14-1. You're trying for your first 3-game winning streak of the year, but they didn't quit, and we've said that a lot, and they did it again tonight. You score 9 runs in the 8th. You get it back to within 4 runs. You get a shutdown inning in the top of the 9th to continue that momentum. Didn't happen tonight, but you turn that over tomorrow, 24 hours later, and see if that can help you potentially re-grab the series lead.
Speaking of tomorrow, Dollar Deal Day, how about this pitching matchup? Jake Garland goes to the mound for Lansing. Garland so far this year, 9 innings, he has allowed 1 unearned run. Might have snuck up on you. Jared Lyons opposes him for Dayton.
Yeah, Garland's been much better, and he helped Lansing get a win last week as they were able to get that win in Lake County. He pitched well. Jake Garland's got to keep rolling. He struggled last year, but it seems like he's figured some things out, and we'll see how Dayton responds. Can they string together 2 games in a row? That's why we play the game.
Yeah. Get your tickets. Go to milb.com/Lansing. We will see you here in downtown Lansing, Michigan. 2 more games to go in this series. And then 6 more games after that in this homestand because the South Bend Cubs show up in town on Tuesday. So we will see you not just for this weekend, but also next week right back here at Jackson Field. As far as tonight goes, Adam, it's time for us to call it a night.
24 runs, 31 hits, and 3 errors. We'll see how we top this tomorrow.
My goodness. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Lansing Lugnuts and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Lansing Lugnuts. Your final score once more. Dayton 14, Lansing 10. Here's wishing you well from suddenly rainy Lansing, Michigan. For Adam Jackson, I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler. Good night and go Nuts.